And we should be live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fun in the Country Basement. I'm Glenn.
I'm Xander.
And we're Fun King 3D. And today we have not only Walter from Kuntry 3D, but we have two basements with us today. We have Chris Riley in his basement and Bennett in his basement. Makes me wish I had a basement. Everybody's in the basement. I didn't get to be in the basement. So
hey, I'm in a dungeon.
The dungeon?
Yeah.
All right, Walter, why don't you go ahead and do your intro?
What's up? I'm Walter from Kuntry 3D, and I'm not in a basement. If I was in a basement, it would be underwater. So we have no basement. So welcome. Welcome to Fun in the Country Basement. And who we got? Chris?
Yep, I am Chris, and this is my basement. Hello. Probably a lot of you are my subscribers. I'm Chris Riley. I do 3D printing stuff right here at this table. And I'm ready for another fun-filled Sunday of chatting and trying not to break as much as possible. And welcome, Bennett, to our today's hangout.
Welcome, Bennett.
Thanks. I'm 3D Maker Kid, and I'm in a dungeon.
Dude, you should totally get like some chains and shackles and stuff. And
I'm working on it.
You know, mainly this time of year, being that all the Halloween stuff is out. So, 3D Printing Llama said, I have a basement. It's full of crap, so I'm not using it.
This one is too.
I'm going to see if I can get a rundown. We got Trolling for Dollars. We got Brian Vines, Rodney. I'm probably going to mess up his last name, but Lorimore. Knack 3D Designs is in the house. Welcome, Carl. Uncle Ron is here. Nightbot's already visiting. Jake from State Farm likes pickles. Thomas, the 3D Printing Llama's here. Justin is here. Justin 3D. Minnesota Maker's in the house. Adam is here as well. Paul Cumber's here. Hello, Paul. Ben Hawk 3D Proto is here, all the way from the other side of the big pond. So welcome, guys. Welcome to this week's Fun in the Country Basement, where Glenn and Xander have no projects to work on. I said to my wife, I said, I'm not even sure what to work on. Like, I said, all the printers are working. And she's like, well, that's because you've been getting all these projects. I said, I know this Fun in the Kitchen or Fun in the Country Basement is taking away all my projects. I'm going to have to buy a new printer.
We've got you on a schedule now.
I'm still debating on if I should save up and build a FK1 whenever you're done, or if I should buy a couple Ender 3s.
Well, you could probably buy
553.
Well, I was going to say between 7 and 10 Ender 3s for what it'll cost to build one FK1. But I don't know that yet. I mean, once it's done, then I'll be able to. Because I'm spending money right now that nobody else is going to have to. Like, I went to buy the wire for the mains at the Home Depot, and I bought 5 feet of it, and it turned out that I needed about 14 inches. You know, but I didn't know, and it's not that it was $1.50 a foot, so it wasn't crazy price. But you know, like in the building materials, I'll be able to tell you here, go buy 2 feet so that you have enough. You know, don't go out and buy a whole spool of it for $250. And then hardware. This is
oh my gosh,
this is all hardware that I haven't yet used. A lot of which I bought just in case I needed it. So, and nobody else is going to have to do that. You're going to be able to go to Bellmetric, between Bellmetric and Open Builds, and choose all of your hardware and get it in one lump and have all your hardware. But I'm still really considering putting together hardware kits for this. If there's enough interest in people building this, I may put hardware kits together where they can just order it from me, and like I'll send 15 inches of the wire, and I'll send all the screws and nuts and bolts. But I'm waiting on my third bag of those drop-in T-nuts to get here. Oh. I've used 200 of those T-nuts.
Wow. Those things aren't cheap either.
Well, 100 of them for $12 out of China.
Oh, well, that's way better than.
Yeah, they're $20 for 50 at Amazon.
Okay, yeah, that sounds more like it.
Yeah, so I'm getting twice as many for almost half of what they're charging.
Yeah.
So
Where did you get them from?
From AliExpress.
Oh, okay.
So, and I mean, if you want that information, I'll give it to you. But otherwise, I'll make it all publicly available in the building materials. I ordered a bag. I ordered a bag of 100 just to try them and make sure that they were decent quality. As soon as I got here and I liked them, I ordered a second bag. And then as that bag started to feel a little light, I jumped on and ordered another bag, which was about 3 weeks ago. And it'll be here this Thursday. So Justin says that Ziltech has those nuts for less. He thinks for less. So I'll have to check that. But
hey, Paul Cumber, I'm not ignoring you, buddy. I just turned around and saw your comment. How are you?
Ben from Hawk 3D Pro said, hey.
Hey, Ben.
Brian Vine said, if I have plans for a half-width machine, an FK 0.5, if you will, I might have space for that. Actually, based on the design of the FK1, you should be able to scale it to just about anything.
Ooh.
I mean, obviously, like you couldn't go down and do like an 80 by 80 because it would still be a certain size because of having to move everything. But my next one is going to be a 400 by 400 by 1500 millimeter tall. So, and it'll use exactly the same design, all the same printed parts, all the same, electronics and everything. But then I can do really tall things.
Come on, Glenn. I was going to do a 60 by 60.
Well, you could. The problem being is you have to be able to get the extruder far enough over, so you're still going to have, it would still end up being fairly large because you have to be able to move the parts around. You would just have a little tiny bed in the middle.
Woohoo!
Yeah, like that transparent yellow one in the background of your.
Oh, the green one up here? Yeah, I suppose that does look yellow because it's got the shield behind it. That's the Fabricator Mini that Joel gave to Xander. Paul wants to know how school's going.
It sucks.
Well,
Mine's going good.
The hot end is heating on the TiVo little monster.
Put your tongue on it. I watched you put your tongue on that 3D printing pen the other day.
Hey, it wasn't that hot.
Justin, how many do you get for that $9.95? And they're the drop-in kind, right, with the ball? Let's see if I got one laying here somewhere. I don't think I do. I think I put the last one in the frame. It's the kind with the little spring-loaded ball that you drop in and they click in. Not the hammer nuts, not the kind that you have to turn to get them to lock. I had a horrible time with those.
I'm gonna build my own FK1, but I'm gonna make it as non-functional as possible. So I'm just gonna turn it on its end, and then print in Cartesian as a delta. And so it's just I can do these really square, tall prints.
I shot some video last night of mounting the power supply, or maybe it was the night before last, but I had to turn it up on its side. So I had it laying on the bench sideways so I could film the bottom. Because otherwise what I do is I put half of the printer on this bench and half on this bench, and then I spread the benches apart, and I'm underneath it like working on a car, like I'm in an oil change pit.
You need one of those engine repair things in your garage or something, just to work on that thing.
I have a lift in my garage.
There you go.
So Justin said those ball versions are $12.95 for 100 from Ziltech, and those ship out of Texas. So that's good to know.
Yeah, anybody that messes with T-nuts very long, if you switch to those, you'll never switch back.
You're talking about the hammer kind, the kind that you drop in and twist.
Yep.
You have to monkey with them all the time, and then like if you're putting a plate with 3 holes and you screw and one of them gets, you don't know if the other 2 grabbed.
Right.
I mean, I understand the concept and it's great, and that's what I used on the AM8, and I don't even know that all the ones on the AM8 are there.
Yeah, best effort basically. There's a lot of stuff that I've built I don't know. Looks good to me.
I'm seriously considering tearing that frame down on that thing and drilling it like I did the FK1 and doing the blind screws in there.
Yeah.
Because it holds amazingly well that way.
Yeah, that makes a really nice joint.
I mean, the downside is you got a bunch of holes drilled in your frame, and you can see them because, I mean, maybe not on a silver frame. On a black frame, you can definitely see them.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can usually order at least $75 worth of stuff when I order from Ziltech for the free shipping. Yeah,
Wait, that's how much you have to pay for free shipping?
well, here's my theory on that, because I love free shipping. I'm a sucker for free. I just love free stuff, but because I'm a mooch.
That's all of free shipping.
Yes, you are. Yes,
I
you
shouldn't
are.
have said that. But my feeling on free shipping is if companies are willing to give you free shipping at the drop of a hat, they make a lot of profit on their stuff.
Yeah.
If they fight you on the free shipping, it means that they have their stuff priced where they're not making a ton of profit. And I know that's not always true, but that's kind of in my head. That's how I feel about it. So I don't mind paying the shipping. I ran my t-shirt company for a long time, and people always wanted free shipping, and it was like I was making dirt on the shirts. I mean, I was selling them for $17. I think it was costing me $14.50 to make them.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I couldn't give away free shipping. Shipping was like $10. All right, let's see if I can find. It's always very scary searching on the internet for things like T-nuts. Yeah, 100 spring-loaded for 2020 aluminum, $12.95, M4 or M5, and I'm going to put this link in the description for in the chat for anybody that's interested. Where can I order the shirt of Fun King 3D? Well, Paul, you can order that shirt right through Amazon, and I will pull up a link to that. I need more monitors. 3 monitors, just not enough.
Yeah,
I have one.
like monitors all around you. Like,
I don't know what I ever did with just one monitor.
Yeah, me either.
It's been a long time since I've only had one monitor, and I'll have to try to find the picture, but I had 4 CRT monitors hooked up to my computer at one time. I had 3 like this across my desk, and then I welded this frame that sat over the top of the middle one with another one on top of that. And I didn't need 4 monitors. It was really just because I could. So the one that sat up on top, all it ran was a Matrix screensaver.
Wow.
My last CRT monitor was a 21-inch, and I bet that thing weighed 75 pounds.
Oh, the
That's
Sony
crazy.
Trinitrons. I truly believe that Trinitron is a Japanese word meaning very heavy. Those things were ridiculous, and I did a small run working for AT&T. They brought me in to adjust the focus on all of their Sony Trinitrons. So I had one in rotation. I would go to the office and I would swap it out for the one, and I would take that one back to the tech area and adjust the focus and stuff on it. So I spent like months just lifting Sony Trinitron monitors.
That sounds miserable.
My uncle called me one time. He's like, "Hey, I need you to come help me move my TV." And I went over, and it was a 42-inch CRT TV.
Oh, that's probably like the biggest CRT they ever made.
No, it was like one of the biggest ever made. And the thing is, my uncle was 70 at the time. He's like, "Can you help me move this?" He can't hardly get around. I'm like, "How do you expect to help me move this?"
Yeah, who's gonna help me move this, right? And I'm both really irritated and sad. I've lost my Capricorn flush cutter, and I have no idea where it went. But I didn't realize I used it so much until it was gone.
You know what? If you were subscribed to the UFO box, you would have gotten a free one this last shipment.
I saw that.
So I actually, believe it or not, I actually have two because Eddie Moser sent me one, and I got one in my UFO box.
Yeah.
Here, Chris, just reach in the screen. I'll just give it to you right there.
I know. I wish that worked.
One of these days.
All right, the link I just posted is to my Amazon shop with my shirt. I used the squaring half of a combination square. I lay this down on the tubing, and then I just use a utility blade.
Oh, there you go.
That doesn't look like a square. Though.
Paul Cumber, I do have a shirt. If you go to my videos, there is a link in the description to swag. You can go there and pick out a shirt if you like.
It's a square. It's
A
for
rectangle.
It's for making sure things are 90 degrees or 45 degrees. It's called a combination square.
Just measure it with the tape measure.
This is my kid who I want to be a maker, and he doesn't understand a square isn't necessarily a square.
No, why is that called something?
Because it
square?
makes things square. It checks things for square.
Whatever.
Wow.
Jeez.
You watched that video? Chuck had a video where he made a speed square holder for his belt so he could just flip it back there. That was one of the coolest, nerdiest things I've seen in a long time.
Didn't he just recently make one that like a hanger that went on his pegboard too?
Yeah, he had both versions. Yeah.
Who was that?
Chuck Hellebuck.
Yeah, I'll have to go check that out.
It's pretty slick. I can just see him like Chuck, working on stuff, and then he kicks it out with his foot and catches it. That'd be so awesome.
Jake from State Farm says you can print a flush cutter. I've
Yeah,
seen those. You put
You can. I've never tried it.
It doesn't look like it would be a very hard print.
Not as long as your printer is calibrated. I mean, if your prints are all wonky, then you'd cut your tubing all wonky. But
Yeah.
Tom, the 3D printing llama, said it works even better if you slip a piece of scrap filament inside when you cut it so the tube doesn't crush or deform.
That's a good tip.
I wonder, like those paper cutters, those big, like the big guillotine paper cutters, that would cut it.
Yeah, any type of shearing action would get it done.
Don, the German printing nerd, wants to know how the FK1's going. So let me flip this around. Look at there she is sitting over there all by herself.
Oh my gosh, that thing is.
It is well, here, let's do this. I'm gonna carry it over here into frame.
Oh,
So
no.
you guys,
I should probably move now.
yeah, you're gonna have to move because I have to move the bench. There is insufficient space.
Ooh.
You should actually just bolt it onto your wall whenever you're done.
Do what?
Just bolt onto your wall somehow.
Well, I'm gonna actually change this whole entire setup back here. It's gonna be sitting like right in the center, in between, but it's gonna have to be lower because of how tall it is.
Wow.
I don't know that that's right.
Dad, that's a fish tank, not.
So
Oh my
there she
god.
is. In all of her amazing glory. So at this point, all the belts are on. Like I got motor hooked up to the extruder, motor hooked up to the X-axis. I'm waiting on the lead screws. They'll be here on Tuesday. And then power supply's mounted. The duet's going to go over in this corner. So and then I gotta start building wiring harnesses. So, but
I seriously would have laughed if you just put a Bowden extruder on that.
what's that?
I seriously would have laughed so hard if you put a Bowden extruder on that. I could just see the wasted filament.
Oh, I don't know if it would have worked just because of retraction and stuff. Would have been there would have been so much. I am going to have a piece of Bowden tubing coming from the spool holder. It's going to be up here. I'm thinking about mounting the spool holder on wheels that slides on this rack on these upper rails. Not motorized, but just So if you're printing on one side of the bed, you can just move the spool holder over so that it's only, but I am going to run a piece of Bowden tubing from there down just for management reasons.
Oh, you should put a camera up there and put it on like a dolly, and then do some really cool time lapses like that.
Well, I considered making the spool holder move and putting another motor up here and timing it with the x-axis. But the problem is you know, when your X is, you know, printing and jumping like this, your whole spool holder would be jumping like that too. So Carl Brown says, bring it to New York Maker Faire. Unfortunately, I'm not coming to New York Maker Faire. I had to make a decision. It was either build the printer or go to New York Maker Faire, and I chose to build the printer. So
Good choice.
Yeah,
I would never have a need for a printer that large. I don't think anybody does, but
I do.
I had to make sure it was bigger than the G Create Big.
Oh,
I need it for something.
Tanner says that thing needs a pallet too.
Oh yeah, it would sit perfectly right up on top. Absolutely. So believe me, I've considered it. James Beam said, "Oh my God, I wanted to build an FK1, but not anymore. That is an aluminum coffin, not a printer." If you're under 4 foot tall, that could be true. That's big. The preview doesn't give an idea of its size. No, that is absolutely true. In fact,
A benchy would be.
yeah. That preview shows the benchy. Here's a full scale benchy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Well, just climb inside. I don't want him climbing inside. Nozzle size, I want super fine detail, so I'm going to use like a 0.2 nozzle.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to start with a 0.4 because that's what all of my printers run is a 0.4 nozzle. So I'm going to start with a 0.4 just to make sure everything is right, and then I'll probably go to a 0.8.
Jake from State Farm says it's not about what you need.
It's not about what you need. No, this whole project came down just to see if I could do it. I have no engineering degree. I have no, you know, I'm doing this all by the seat of my pants.
All right, let's go to Prawn-Face. Paul Cumber, I am working on the TiVo again. I got the hot end back on, and I am going to try to get it to print so that then I can move forward with the conversion to the Fouette.
Walter, I'm guessing Fouette is a name that you just came up with.
No, somebody called it that, fake duet.
Oh, okay.
It's a Fouette.
I thought I heard him wrong at first. I was just going to question that.
No, I saw it on one of the streams or something. He put it on one of the titles or something like that. I didn't know if that was an actual term or something he just came up with.
No, somebody in the country club said, "Oh, so it might have been Brian Vine. It was somebody with a pun or something." Said, "Oh, okay. A fake duet, a Fouette." So I'm like, I'll just use that.
I like it.
Yep.
Justin, that question is for me. The hot end is a E3D V6, sponsored by E3D. Thanks, guys at E3D.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's going to be an E3D V6 driven by a Bondtech. What is it? BMG extruder. I always want to call it the BFG, but I know that's not.
That should be the nickname for the FK1.
The BFG.
Yeah.
That would be the BFP.
Yeah.
Hey, since I got Chris on here, I got a question for you, Chris. All right, I've been trying to do this MK 2.5 upgrade on my Haribo. Well, I watched your Marlin video about the MK22 bed. All right, we're echoing from somebody.
I don't hear it.
It's not me.
I heard it.
Yeah, I heard
Anyway, I watched your Marlin video, right, 20 minutes before we went on. And what would I be losing going to Marlin 1.1 or 1.9 or whatever it is from the MK3 firmware, MK 2.5 firmware? What do I lose?
The only thing that you're going to lose, and you probably don't use it anyway, is the calibration sequence. You could still set up skew correction if you wanted to, but Prusa, their firmware does the math for all that when you do that calibration sequence. So that's really the only thing that you would lose.
Okay, so if I turn baby stepping on in 1.1.9?
Yeah, right now, yep.
That's the one that saves to the SD file, correct? Oh, well, no, I wouldn't lose that either. But I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you run the RepRap firmware on a Rambo?
Yeah. I'm gonna say yes, because that's an Ultra Machine board, and I'm almost positive that Rambo would be compatible with RipRap, because they are that's kind of the original. Because that's, and you guys all know this, but for anybody that doesn't, that's ramps with an O on it. That's where Rambo came from. So that's one of the original designs. So I'm gonna say 90% sure RipRap will run on that board.
Okay, so I could set it up using the configurator as a Cartesian and then get their power off resume that I get with my Hypercube.
Yeah, you could.
Or is that a duet function, that power off resume?
Oh no, yeah, for duet, that's a duet function. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'd have to go look and say, because it's an M913 command that allows you to do that.
Right.
That might be baked into RipRap.
Okay. That's what I was wondering, because it works really well, that power off resume, and it only writes when the power drops.
Right. And you've got a lot more control over that one than you do the one that they brought in from Creality. You've got a lot more commands and stuff that you can use with it to make it a lot handier.
Right.
So yeah, I think you could make all that line up. I don't see any reason why not.
Tom said theoretically, yes, you can run RepRap, but no one is supporting the setup anymore, really.
Okay.
James Bean said he's never got RepRap to work on a Rambo.
Okay.
I'm going backwards here, so it's scrolling up. Walter, you lose the filament sensor as...
Yeah, I saw that too, but you can put that into Marlin as well. Now, you do lose some of their functionality that they added, I think, with the motion sensing, but the filament out should still work the same.
Red Light wanted to know, for anybody that has MK3, did you get 2 pieces of nylon? He said he only got 1 piece of nylon, and why do they go into the wraps? It's for to take the strain off of the wires.
No, in the new MK3s, you only get the 1 piece of nylon.
Where does it go?
It goes from the X carriage up to it goes in the spiral wrap.
So it goes from the extruder to the box.
Yeah, they use that spring wrap stuff, the cloth looking wrap for the hotbed, and it's got enough stiffness you don't need the nylon.
I just noticed that I'm the only one in this Hangouts call that doesn't have a Prusa.
Everybody should have one. Gosh.
Yeah, I really should.
The thing is, and I'm not going to badmouth them because I love their printers. I love their printers. But, for a low budget setup, there's a lot of good options out there if you don't mind tinkering. If you want something that's going to work every time you go to it, then it's worth spending the money to go to the Prusa.
And the customer support, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's support is one thing, but just them as a company, dealing with the people that work there, and even support, and just talking to the guys at the shows, that they're just good people. They really are.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my 2.5 kit to ship. Should be shipping any day now.
Well, I am going to go through the calibration on the Kivo Little Monster. So, all right, where are we at? Oh crap! I don't know what COM port this is.
Somebody, I saw it in the comments or something talking about having a Prusa. I read a funny comment on somebody's video that they were reviewing, something from Gear Best or, whatever's out right now. I don't remember what it was. But in the comment, the guy just put, "I don't trust anyone that doesn't have a Prusa." The end.
Wow.
I thought that was a pretty good one.
Jay from State Farm says you can get a Prusa when you get out of jail. I think he means the dungeon, but
Oh yeah. Yeah, once I actually
no. What we need to
make
figure out for Bennett is how to get some real internet down into that dungeon. His internet is incredibly slow down there.
Please. Actually, that's mainly my laptop. I'm using the family one right now, and I'm getting a pretty good connection. But still, I would like to have it hardwired.
Yeah, just you can snake a wire down in there. Even if you could snake a wire down in there and get an access point down there, it would probably help. But I'm just not a fan of wireless.
We have that Google Mesh thing where it like spreads out the Wi-Fi over your whole house, so it will cover your whole house. And like my Maker Dungeon is the one place that it doesn't cover well.
It's all the lead on the walls.
Yeah.
Justin asked if I was going to get the 2.5 upgrade for my MK2S. Yes, I ordered it. I don't even remember when now, but according to the shipping chart, it should start shipping as of tomorrow. So hopefully soon.
Okay, I'm burning the bootloader right now. It's done.
Well, if you have questions, this is the audience to ask. We got very knowledgeable people both on this panel and in the chat. So
yeah, it's kind of weird watching a Chris Riley video and hearing him talk at the same time.
Well, not only that, but you actually get to talk to him.
Yeah, right.
I admitted a couple of weeks ago that I have a hard time now watching Chris's or Walter's videos because they'll say something and I will verbally respond to them.
Yep. It's like whenever I used to play a ton of Clash of Clans, I would go on YouTube and I would watch a Clash of Clans video and I would be trying to click the screen to tell it to do something.
I did that. I did the classic just the other day. Ricky was streaming something and he was in Cura slicing something, and I grabbed the mouse and hit the scroll wheel so I could see it better. Try to zoom in.
Wow.
Like, oh, that was a really stupid thing to do. Of course, and then I immediately told everyone in the chat that I did that.
I mean, at one point I was working with somebody at 30ppgh to build a Prusa Mark II or Mark III clone, and like get donations of parts and then like build it, test it out, and then send it to a like local makerspace or something. But we don't have any local makerspaces, so it's pretty hard to do.
Well, I actually just got word that our library is actually going to open a makerspace. We have a makerspace coming soon. As of right now, they have, well, I don't know. As of my last inquiry, they have a 3D printer, and we've been trying to help out the guy that's in charge of all of it. And Xander brought him in a couple rolls of filament to play with and stuff. But it's kind of exciting because this town doesn't have anything like that. And to be able to spread the word about 3D printing is awesome.
Yeah, I'm working on setting up a makerspace where I live also. But that'll take a while, just getting the money and finding a place.
What area are you located in, Bennett?
Right about Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I actually kicked around the idea back a couple of years ago of opening a makerspace. Before I was even into 3D printing, I was thinking about opening one where, you know, like you have a chop saw and a table saw and, you know, all kinds of stuff that people can come in and use. But the insurance on something like that is crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you'd have somebody cutting their finger off and then you'd lose your house.
Well, I would incorporate to protect myself, but I mean, not that I want somebody to cut their finger off. Then we'd have to have a refrigerator for storage, you know.
Yeah, there's a old fire department near me that they're selling for $300 because the bank doesn't want it anymore. But like, I don't know what else I'm gonna do, like insurance and all that.
They're selling
That
a
would be
what that
crazy.
doesn't run anymore?
A fire department. Like,
Oh, like the whole building. You mean?
yeah, the whole building. Sorry.
Well,
I think
it's funny that you mention a fire department because let's see if I can do this. I don't know what key. Give me a second. I'm going to.
5 eternities later.
5 years later.
Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be like with your FK1 and these 0.4 millimeter nozzle if you're printing something big.
So I've had multiple people mention to me that I should get a gurney for the FK1. So I was thinking I would buy an entire ambulance.
Oh my gosh.
And I found this one, which is an international, and it runs and drives. It's got 230,000 miles on it. It's got an 8x14 box on the back of it. It comes with all the lights and the radios. 228,000 miles. And I'm thinking about, you know, picking up this this old used ambulance and painting it all black with the Fun King logos all
You
over
should
it.
actually do that.
And
Oh my gosh.
making it where the FK1 slides into the back. And you know what's
Yeah.
killer is right now it's $910.
Wow. Yeah, the Pittsburgh Science Center has a mobile fab lab. They literally have a semi-trailer that has a massive shop bot. I think it's 5 laser cutters, 10 3D printers, and some crazy amount of computers in it. And they'll just go and unload at schools.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, no, like, you know, like just goofing around, I went looking, and then all of a sudden, you know, here's an ambulance. It was $535 when I found it, and the fact that it runs, but it's all the way in Washington State, so I'd have to call Joel and have Joel go pick it up for me.
Yes.
Store it at his
Oh.
house so I could come and get it.
You should do what you guys did with the Maker Box that one time. Just
Just
transfer
pass
across-
off
transfer
the
across-
ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I said to Xander yesterday, I said, what if we got a school bus?
Perfect colors.
Yeah, it's stay away from anything 2004 or newer. The emission controls on those will cost you a fortune. Yeah, I've got a 2008 Ford diesel, and yeah, but international can be fun.
The thing is, would you be able to use the lights?
No, you can't.
Dang it.
You'd
See,
have
that
to
just takes
actually
the-
you'd have to change them out. You couldn't even drive around with, like, you couldn't privately own it and drive around with red or blue lights on it like that.
Then do yellow and black lights.
Well, I would change them all out to yellow
okay.
flashing lights like a tow truck, amber lights. And then you'd have to install a porta pot in there and register it as an RV because of the classification of it.
All right, I'm not talking so much. I'm trying to type these commands over and over and over again.
Well, if we get the school bus, we don't have to paint it.
Well, we'd have to take like school bus off the side and just put cool bus.
Okay,
Or
so
S apostrophe cool. So it's a school bus.
Chris, how do I will putting the firmware onto my CR10 work with something newer than 1.8?
It should by all rights, but I
Okay.
cannot confirm that 100%.
Okay.
You shouldn't have any problems with it though.
Tanner Tanner's response was better than the joke.
Wouldn't it be easier just to buy an engine seat and wheels so you can drive the FK1 instead? Pile on the printer, kids. We're going to Earth.
A little windy.
I'm probably going to end up just putting a topper on the back of my pickup truck and toting it around in that.
Please don't give Mitch any ideas. I mean, he's a backpack printer. I'm sure that he would happily make a car one.
Tony Ryan said, okay, I'm here now. Are you guys almost finished? No, we still got an hour and 20 minutes. So the Fun King FK1 rig would require a throne. Yeah, the driver's seat would have to be like a royal throne. No, I don't know. I've kicked around putting a trailer hitch on the family car and getting a small trailer to tote that thing in because it won't fit in the back of their car. So, but I'm probably going to end up just biting the bullet and driving the truck, which
Unless we left Mom and Zach.
gets 11 miles to the gallon of diesel.
Seriously, just buy the ambulance.
Yeah, but the ambulance isn't going to get better than 11 miles to the gallon. I mean, it's an international diesel. I think it's going to suck the fuel down. Plus, I think weighs more. Then it's another tag, more insurance.
I mean, but who can say that they have a ambulance that has a 3D printer in it?
Well, I'll tell you what. If I could find one like the Ecto from Ghostbusters,
Oh my
like that era of ambulance, I would totally do it.
Oh, put it. Never mind. It could have fit in a DeLorean. Never mind.
No, plus a DeLorean's only two-seater. If it was only
Yeah.
two of us, if it was only Xander and I going places, the seats fold down in the car and I could get it in there. But because of having to bring the children with,
Xander's not a child anymore.
FK1 is big enough you can print it some body panels.
Do it. Please.
You could use a hearse. Yeah, I thought about a hearse as well, but you know, again,
That sounds a little bit too.
well,
grim.
it's not so much of that, but you know, it's more insurance and another vehicle to maintain, and
Get a van.
I considered a van as well. I used to have a Chevy Astro van that was pretty sweet, and I've considered building a new one.
Ah, the Astro van. There's like, I think outside of like a small block Chevy, there are more mods that you can do to an Astro van than any other vehicle alive.
Well, I that's one of the reasons I want to build another one. Is mine had a 4.3 V6 in it, and my plan was always to put an LS1 Corvette engine in it.
Yeah.
And I would love to do a twin turbo V8.
That would be pretty sweet.
My grandfather had one that was all-wheel drive, and I was really hoping that I would inherit that when he passed. But unfortunately, it went to my aunt. But I like the ones without the windows on the back. You know, that way you can paint free candy on it.
Yeah. There you go.
How crazy would it be if we just 3D printed a car with your FK1?
I think
with other
somebody's
printers?
done it. I think I read.
Yeah, actually, that was my project last year, but at that time I only had a iMaker Start, so that was a extremely hard thing to do.
You tried to.
I don't know. Like, and you know, my
I was
first
in
thought
design
was
phase.
when I build this thing, it's gonna have a good first year. Like, it's gonna go to Murph and IRF, and obviously it's gonna go to Orlando Maker Faire. That's my first target for it. Maybe it'll make it to New York Maker Faire next year. And then I figured after the first year that was going to be about it. That it probably wouldn't make it to any more shows. But I mean, am I wrong to think that? I mean, could I get a couple years of showing that thing off? I suppose it really just depends on how this community takes off. Huh?
I think that you could probably get 10.
I don't know. I think it would become old news after a while.
Well, yeah, but still, there's always someone new coming into the hobby, so
Oh, the
Yes,
amount
you
you talk about it.
no doubt they're going to buy a printer. They see that thing and it printing that big and that nicely.
That's the problem with technology, right?
Yeah, just well. Plus, at the point that I release the files and everybody else is building them too.
1.78.
Uncle Ron said I could use his old truck to haul it, but that doesn't. I mean, that's the same. This is a 4-door, gets 20 miles to the gallon. It's better than mine, but
Ow.
That should be your mark, Glenn. You can bring it to all the shows until somebody else shows up with one, and then you have to stop.
Then I have to stop. What if they bring it to the very first show?
Well, you're going to be really sad.
I guess they wouldn't bring it to the very first because it's gonna hit Orlando Maker Faire before I release the files. But Carl Brown said you can bring it to Murph and then let me borrow it till Earth, and I'll take it there and you can haul it home.
Okay, but no printing on it.
I don't know. It's I have learned so much through this project. Even if I get to the point where I push print and it doesn't work and the whole thing is a complete and utter failure, it would still have been worth every bit of the effort.
But what if it blows up?
Regardless, I mean, I have learned so much through this process.
Well, if it blows up, I'm not letting you build another printer.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I learn stuff all the time, and that's one of my. I enjoy that, and that's one of the biggest things about this hobby that I like is I learn stuff. And it's not like I'm learning these groundbreaking things either. I'm learning, like, I never knew that. That kind of really small stuff. It's
right.
Just, there's always something.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I've been using Rhino 3D for my quote unquote CAD program for like 20 years now. And through this process, I learned so much more that program could do that I never knew. And then the design aspect, every part of this printer is designed to not need support except for like 4 parts. And those 4 parts, I just modeled the supports in so that they're only where they need to be. I don't know. It's just awesome.
That's cool.
I do know, though, that as people start to build their printer that they print the parts on better be well calibrated because the tolerances are tight. Tight.
Okay. Chris, I'm screen sharing something right now of the error I got whenever I tried to put the firmware on.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull that up here.
I've got your screen locked, Bennett, so that it stays up. Parsing /SPI master in slave out pin / and _ DDR does not give a valid programming token.
Try locking his screen again. I couldn't see it.
His screen should be locked.
Yeah, it's not coming up for me.
Oh, you see yourself.
No, I see you guys. It's still cycling.
Yeah, it wait.
Can you see it now?
Let me try.
When he talks, I can.
Okay, there. Just I'll keep saying random things.
So
Whatever.
what tab is that, man, that it's showing you the error? What tab did it stop on?
It's like what step?
No, like so it's throwing the error, right? But then it's got a highlighted line there for that SPI master.
Yeah.
Does it tell you what tab you're in? I can find it. So is this 1.9 or 1.8?
It is 1.1.x.
Do right where you're at. Do Control F and search for version.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to search every tab. You're gonna have to check that box that says search every tab. I've been getting a lot of questions on this upgrade, and I think it's something because of 1.9. I have not tried SER10 on 1.9 yet, So maybe that's what I should do is go figure it out, and then I'll have some answers.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a bunch of them, but eventually you'll see one that says 1.1. something. Just keep going.
Yeah. Well, version 3.01.
And then keep going.
Okay. Version 1.1.9.
Okay. All right. Let me. That is an SPI configuration error. Let me pull up 1.9 and compile it on my side, and I can tell you more about what's going on here.
Okay.
I just want to set the record straight that Chris Riley blows my mind.
Yeah, same here.
I just don't understand. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things I know that you don't, Chris, but the fact that, like, you just run through this stuff and it just kills me.
Yeah,
I just work on it way too much, man. That's all.
Yeah, my dad was trying to help me with flashing my CR10 before, and he is a software engineer, and he could not figure out the code for the life of him. And that's what he does all day.
I do all day too, man.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, that's what Walter does all day, but he's not any good at it. So
No, I'm not. I hadn't been doing it, but like a day or two.
Oh, and Chris, it was really awesome too that you realized that I changed the camera angle so I can stand up now and not cut the top of my head off.
That's right.
I was wondering if Xander was actually going to get that when I put that in the comment, but
I was so confused. I just kept watching back, and I probably watched back 10 times trying to see what you meant.
Yeah, well, like anytime that I stood, the camera cut me off right here. And so I ended up backing the camera up, I don't know, probably 8 inches or so, but I had to position it so that it was still on this side. It still is at the cutoff. And then this side, you can kind of see past the wall over there, but it works out. At least now I can stand up and not flip the top of my head off. I don't know what, Mailbag Monday that's coming out tomorrow. It's the first video that I've shot standing up. And it's just better. There's just more energy when you stand up and not sitting around. And
yes, you're right. It takes more energy.
You're not half asleep. Be like Xander, all like yawning.
Right here, you
Did
know.
you win?
I don't know yet.
Oh, they probably haven't announced the winner. Xander entered to win some contest to win a PlayStation or.
First prize was the Galaxy Note 9. Second prize.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Which I wouldn't have let him keep.
I know exactly what the one you're talking about is.
Second,
Is this all about the Fortnite Galaxy skin or something?
yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Second prize was a PS Plus, and then third prize was 10,000 V-Bucks in the game.
What? Wasn't Dakota's doing this? Or was some famous streamer that was doing this giveaway?
Who was doing the giveaway?
Dakota's.
Dakota.
Yep. Called it.
Yeah, he plays Fortnite, and it makes me want to just jab my eardrums out.
Yeah, they ruined it, so I'm not playing anymore.
So, Bennett, you get that error when you try to do bootloader?
No, whenever I tried to put the firmware on.
Okay.
Bootloader did fine.
Okay, good. Because that's really hard. The bootloader part is really hard to diagnose, I've found.
I just wanted everybody to see that the Tebow monster is laying plastic again.
Hey, look at that.
It is actually working again. So now I can make preparations for the upgrade to the Fouette.
Excellent.
Yeah, somebody earlier in chat said that they spent like an hour looking online trying to buy one of those, looking for that name, and I forget who it was that said that, but
Wow.
They were trying to buy a Fouette? Really?
so like one side of me wants to tell you all to go and buy an actual Duet because they were awesome enough to sponsor me, and the other side of me says it's open source hardware. You buy what you want to buy.
No, and I say the same thing though, Glenn. If you're financially able to go support that company, go support them. But I actually got asked by a member of the country club, hey, since you've got your job now, do you think you could find a alternative to the Duet that is the same, that's cheaper? So here it is.
Well, we don't know yet. There is one, but we'll see how it works first.
Correct.
Oh, Walter,
Yeah.
that is the most perfect bed level I've seen in my life.
What's that on my
On your TiVo.
Well,
I mean, I know that there's BL Touch on there, but
that's because he's got
still.
the BL Touch.
Well, it's not even that. It's not level, actually, Bennett. The front two corners are actually lower than they should be, and you have to adjust the little Allen wrenches up here to get your home just right. And I'm not like Chris Riley. Chris, when he goes into learning something, learns every little thing there is to know about it. I don't. I get it working, go, okay, I'm good.
No, I would like to say once again, it's all because you have a BL Touch. And I would like to thank Ant Clabs for sponsoring the FK1 project with a BL Touch.
Man, you're just a product whore.
The thing is I love when companies are willing to step in and sponsor parts, and then I make it my goal to try to pay it back as hard as I can. And that's probably why I have the relationship I have with AIO Robotics.
Yeah, same here.
Because they stepped up so early in our career and helped us out, and so I'll be forever, like, eternally grateful to them. No, M3s, M4s, that's all M5.
But Glenn, that doesn't mean that you only buy AIO Robotics filament.
No, it also means I don't only push AIO. I also push IC3D, which I'd like to give them a big thanks to for not only sponsoring the filament for the FK1, but being awesome enough to custom make Fun King 3D Yellow PETG.
You sound like the lady on the Truman Show.
I found a roll of Hatchbox Yellow PETG yesterday.
You found it where?
On eBay.
Really?
It sold out in an hour.
Yeah, I don't need it anymore now. I got better yellow PETG.
Yeah,
Bragger.
I was actually wondering if you were the one that bought it, but apparently not.
No, I'm 99% sure it was Robbie Matt gave me a roll of black a while back when I couldn't get any, so I can finish my CNC MPCNC machine. I got all that printed. I just got to I got to buy the parts for it, but obviously it took a back burner.
Do you think that Hatchbox is going out of business or something, and that's why they don't have PETG anymore?
I don't. All right, here's my theory, and it's purely just a theory. Don't take this for being true, and don't run with it, and don't. But I think that Hatchbox has got. There's problems. They have problems, and it's either that their company is struggling, or either they're financially struggling, or they ran into a situation where their manufacturer is having problems and can't fulfill because they have not refilled their PETG. Well, in fact, I don't think they've refilled any of their filament in many months.
Yeah,
and I reached out to them like 6 months ago, and they told me that the PETG should be back in stock in 2 months, and it isn't. So, Tony Ryan said, "Everybody retweet Glenn's theory." Now, when I say that, I want people to understand I don't want Hatchbox to be failing. I'm not saying that like they're failing. I like Hatchbox's product. I don't want them to go away. I want them to continue and to get the problem fixed.
Actually,
I'm also scared that they're going to have to switch manufacturers, and when that happens, then the product is different. And
well, I think that they are going out of business.
you think they're
It looks like they're just liquidating their filament right now on Amazon.
Well,
it used to be $26. It's $20 now.
well, something happened a while back, and you know, because you used to be able to buy it through like Printed Solid, but you all of a sudden they went to all of their third-party sellers and said we're not going to sell through you anymore. We're only going to sell through Amazon, which to me said what they wanted to do was sell through Amazon so they didn't have to share the profit with anybody. I mean, other than Amazon. But Tom said, I think Hatchbox is just selling to rebranders, which wouldn't make sense being that they are a rebrander. They don't make their own filament. So I don't know.
I wonder what kind of filament they are using though.
Yeah, I've tried to find out and haven't been able to.
Yeah, all I know about that is from trying all the other filaments that Hatchbox is not the two biggest filament suppliers that everyone else uses. It's someone else. That's all I can tell you.
Well, and then even if you can find out, now Tony, I don't necessarily believe that. I've heard that, but I think that's a rumor as well. He said that Amazon Basics.
Yeah.
But
Amazon Basics is overpriced in my opinion.
Well, and here's my thought on Amazon Basics. I have a love-hate relationship with Amazon anyway, but my problem with Amazon now carrying filament and everybody wanting to run out and buy Amazon's filament is that it's going to hurt the smaller filament manufacturers or the smaller filament sellers, not even necessarily the manufacturers. So I don't know. That's the only reason I haven't even tried their filament. There's so many other companies that I would rather buy my filament. I would rather give my money to obviously AIO, IC3D, Printed Solid. There's so many out there that I would rather give my money to. So, but I don't believe that Amazon Basics is Hatchbox. I don't think Hatchbox is big enough because they're not a manufacturer. I don't think they're big enough to supply Amazon. That's my
it's pretty cool that the 3D printing community is getting enough attention that Amazon has made a filament that is Amazon Basics.
Yeah, I mean that's yes.
And all of their materials are the same price.
Amazon Basics is?
Yeah.
If someone asked me to take a guess who was making Amazon Basics, I would say ESA.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't Nissan the largest manufacturer in the world?
If they aren't, they are one of.
I thought I read that somewhere that they are actually the largest in the world at making filament.
I don't see too many people using Nissan, to be honest.
Well, not knowingly.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is brand. It's been rebranded, so you don't necessarily know. And the thing is like you can't look and say, okay, well, eSun's yellow is this shade, and so who else has that shade? And then I'll know who's eSun, because everybody uses a little bit different formula as far as colors go. It's the same. It's the same formula plastic wise, but the recipe for the color is a little bit different. So,
okay, Bennett. So I got 1.9 compiled for a CR10 on a Sanguino board using a 128 processor, and it comes out fine. So what was your process on preparing that Marlin to go on that CR10?
I literally did exactly what you said in your video.
Okay. So all you should really have to do is you pull up a brand new sketch with Marlin 1. You just download Marlin 1.1.9 and then go to the example configs, copy all that's in that CR10 folder over to the main folder, open it up, hit verify, it should run clean, and then hit upload. And that should be it.
Okay. Let me try it again then.
And if that isn't it, then we have some sort of serial communication problem.
Okay. Yeah, actually, Glenn, whenever we were working on the extruder skipping issue, we were having a problem with Pronterface connecting.
Hmm.
I'm not. What processor did you say to use?
It would probably throw up if you didn't pick the right one. You need the AT Mega 1284 16 megahertz.
Okay. Send you in a board, programmer, Arduino's ISP. Board 6. Okay, I'll try it again. Sketch. Same problem.
Does it do it just right away, real fast?
No, it compiles the sketch first, and then it does it.
You've probably done it a half a dozen times, but go download a fresh version of that 1.9 and try it again.
Okay. Should I just delete all the other ones that I have?
Unless you need them for something else, but I would. I like to
Okay.
start clean.
And I'd like to take this opportunity to throw out there, if you guys don't know, we have a website called funcountrybasement.com. So if you haven't been following our Fun in the Country Basement streams, if you go to that funcountrybasement.com or funinthebasement.com, you will get you'll have a link to the stream every Sunday, and that's usually not updated until Sunday, but at least it's just one place to go, and that way as we rotate through our channels.
Yes, Paul Cumber, everything is cool.
So cool.
It's printing so nicely.
So, Walter, what was the change today? Just
The change today was, I don't know if you watched a while back, I had to take the hot end apart because the thermistor was bad. The nozzle was clogged so bad, I couldn't even get it to unclog. So I basically bought a new heater cartridge, a new heater block, and a new thermistor as a kit in E3D, an original E3D kit for the what is this? The Volcano?
You mean genuine? It was a genuine E3D?
Genuine E3D.
That's awesome, because E3D is one of my sponsors.
Yes, Glenn, we know. Anyway, so I put a new hot end and everything on it, and just did the recalibration to make it print again. And as you can see, it's printing nicely, actually.
yeah, it looks good.
It's doing what it's supposed to do.
3DFR Richard, thank you for saying that. I do kind of like your handle, and if I'm perceiving that handle correctly, I think that's pretty funny.
If you mean for real.
I was thinking more like four-letter word with some words on the end, referring to a person.
Well, this just went off the rails. I too love the fact that we have all joined together to do these, because I think that we all have great chemistry together.
Well, yeah. I have to say I'm happy. I'm happy the TiVo is running again.
Isn't that like a $800 Delta?
If you can find it for $800, then yes. I think right now it's like $10.95 or something like that.
All right, you have to talk loud so everybody can hear you.
Hi.
Say hello,
Hey,
everybody.
Hey, Zach.
Hello.
Hi, Zach.
That's all you get out of them.
Yes, Ron, they are. Chris, what are you working on tonight? Hawk 3D Proto is about to die.
Oh, I am working on a little bit of everything. I'm still having extrusion problems that I do not like on this Duplicator 3. And it's all because of the hot end setup. It's just, they never should have done that. But I digress. So that is a problem. And I robbed some parts off of my G-Tech Pro B. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll actually put it back together and see if it still works. So I might get to that too.
Okay. Chris, we now have error compiling for board Sanguino.
Okay, then you don't. So you have Sanguino picked in the board list, right?
Yes.
And you have the processor that's 128p 16 megahertz or whatever.
Yep.
And now it says error compiling Sanguino.
Robbie Mack wants to know what version of Arduino, the IDE, are you using?
The newest one. One sec.
Yeah, Hawk, I knew you
Arduino
weren't dying.
1.8.6.
You were just dying to know what Chris was working on.
How many of us have actually tried polyalchemy filament?
What's that?
Have all of us tried polyalchemy filament? I mean, I know I haven't, but
I've got some. I got some from New York Maker Faire last year. Nick and Kevin, formerly of MakerBox, hooked us up pretty well with a bunch of samples of it last year. So
yes, and they loaded me up at Murph as well, and then I've got some elixirs that I love.
Yeah, those things are pretty expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, it's right around $40 for a 750 gram roll.
Yeah. Same with Protopasta. Like they're $30 per 750, but still.
that's the kind of filament that you use when you're printing something special, you know, like something that you're going to display, something you're going to show off, something you're going to give away as a gift. Definitely not a filament to use to if you're going to sand it down and paint it, unless you're Joel Telling. His Daft Punk helmets were done in Protopasta, and then he sanded. I'm like, wow, you know, to cover up that beautiful filament. But
yeah, I mean, this is a 390 millimeter tall spiral vase. And I printed it in Matter Hackers Build Series Green. That's the biggest regret of my life.
What'd you print it on?
CR10.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good quality, but just not a good filament to use.
The Build Series?
Yeah, it doesn't even come with Deskin. Or
I did a lot of printing. Matter of fact, my Hypercube Evo is printed out of the Pro Series, and I like the Build Series better than the Pro Series.
Oh, yeah, but I just find the AIO works better for me, and other ones like Hatchbox even works better for me than Matter Hackers Build Series. I mean, heck, my $10 blue E-Note pad works better.
Yeah. I'm actually going to get some of the rolls of the Amazon filament. I'm going to try it out and see how it turns out.
Okay.
I like 3D Solutech as my go-to. So I'm going to compare it to that. That's the only thing I know to compare it to.
I really want to print that vase in something like this. So if AIO will come out with a 1 kilogram spool of this.
What is that?
It's their gold silk PLA that they sent me for.
AIO Robotics did a not a promotion, but they had a limited run of black, white, red, and blue in 1K rolls, and they sold them for like a ridiculously cheap price. They were like $17 or something.
Yep.
And I bought a ton of them, but it was only like a promotional thing. But they did. I don't know if it's Jens that runs the the Twitter account, but they did say on Twitter if there's enough of a demand for that they'll look into doing it. So definitely publicly make that known that you guys would like to see the 1K rolls.
Yeah, I actually contacted Jens and did say something about that. I think his exact words were they're working on getting more colors right now.
Hey, Bennett,
Yep.
Robbie Mack said if you roll back to the Arduino 1.6 IDE, you should be fine on your build. He said there's problems with the latest one.
Okay.
So use the 1.6 IDE and try it again.
Will I have to like reburn the bootloader, even though that worked?
No, you shouldn't have to reburn the bootloader.
Okay.
But Bennett, you were saying that now you have a new error, a Sanguino. What did it say again?
1 sec. Error compiling for board Sanguino. Exit status 1. Error compiling for board Sanguino.
It almost sounds like you've got a bad library.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But the Sanguino library is like included in the ID from the get-go, isn't it?
You have to add it, but it's a pretty common one, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Here, I'm gonna try 1.6. We'll see.
Yeah, give it a shot. There's nothing. Won't hurt anything.
Yeah.
You might just have a version mismatch somewhere in between when I did it and then what's available now. I run into that all the time. So, but at least the errors are changing, so that's good.
As long as we don't get the same error next time we try.
There you go.
Okay then. Computer wants the admin password for it, and my dad has it. 1 sec.
Everybody went quiet. I look up. It's just an image of Bennett's basement wall. I was talking to my wife. I'm sorry. I was.
Oh, what's up, Lightspeed?
What
Tony Ryan, those are the funnest. Randomized error when you compile the same code over and over. Yeah, they love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bed's not squeaking. That's just the printer. I'm hoping that all of that goes away when the fouette is on this thing. What's up, Vince?
I need to look around at firmware and stuff for Duet and all that, all those different drivers on those 32-bit boards. I'm curious what my limits are going to be, or what they're developing for different driver types. Like putting stall guard on and things like that. Walter, you were saying that all of that is already compatible or whatever. You can install it now, but I didn't see anything that I could do it easily. So I need to go back through and actually look at all that stuff.
What were you talking about, Chris? I'm sorry.
No, like setting it up for in-stopless drivers and stuff.
Yeah, it is, but everything I read said it was a pain to do.
Yeah,
and
I can imagine.
Not only that, the 2660s are full step. You know what I mean? So they skip a full step. So you may have offset issues whenever you let it do the sensorless homing.
Gotcha. Yeah, that could be a problem.
Yeah. Where for I don't even know how that would work for CNC and all that stuff. I mean, that just makes no sense. If you're going to have sensorless homing, why would you do it so that you have issues like that?
Well, and I mean, micro switches are so cheap, and like they work so well. Why do you need to just jam your carriages into a dead stop?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's From my perspective, it's just one other thing that somebody's going to ask me if they can do that. But really, I mean, you're right. I mean, all these printers are going to have them anyway. But it would be nice to. It's more about it's the journey, not the destination, right?
Right, right. Well, you know, I put a probe on the AM8 so that I can do, you know, an inductive probe, so I can do bed leveling on it. And I didn't get as far as actually hooking it up or changing the code for it and stuff. And I found that it was knocking the print off the bed. So apparently, Marlin, when you tell it that probe is there, it compensates for that.
Yeah.
You know, like it knows that probe is there then. And you know, like I'm 10 times I tried to print this model and kept knocking it off the bed. And I finally just moved the sensor up out of the way and then everything was fine. So I don't know. One of these days I'm going to have to tackle that.
Yeah. You have to. Yeah, it gives you a location and everything, so it tries to dodge that sensor. The light speed, Stephen. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed that video.
Walter wasn't paying attention. Fernando Pina is here, and Uncle Ron already got him.
It's your channel.
Why, Joe? You still do it.
Did you just pause and resume the print on your TiVo with that box that's hanging off the side?
Say that again?
Did you just pause and resume the print that is running on your TiVo with the box that's hanging off the side?
Yes, the boxes hanging off the side are the fans.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I paused it to check the infill because it looks like my infill is not bonding well, and I don't remember what it was that I set to fix that.
I don't remember either, but I do remember the problem.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like again. It looks like the infill is spider webbing instead of actual width of infill.
Huh.
What's your temperature?
What am I at? I'm at 230 degrees.
What filament is that?
This is the filaments.ca.
PLA?
Which is actually, yeah, the Canadian stuff that I got from Ron at Earth.
And it
PLA?
prints at 230 degrees?
Well, I don't think that this thermistor is correct. I'm not sure. But this is an original E3D V6. And when I was trying to push it through at 215, it was taking a lot of force to get it to go through the hot end. So I don't think the firmware is set up correctly with the thermistor.
Tony Ryan said that that Chris guy that lives in a basement has a real good video on how to set up that firmware, and I should see if I can get a hold of him. I've actually watched that video, Tony. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. I'll probably do it maybe on next week's Fun in the Country Basement.
Tris, we're gonna have to. Can we try it with the newest version of the IDE until my dad gets back and puts in the password for the newer one or the older one? Jeez.
All right. If you need to do a screen share or something, you know, one-on-one or something, if you can't get it going, I can find some time to help you. I know with this chat and everything, sometimes it's a little unwieldy, but if you can't get it figured out, we can put something together.
Okay.
We speak the same language. That makes things a lot easier off the bat. I have done screen shares with people that we weren't in the same country, and I was most of the time I'm pretty successful at helping them. But the nicest guy I helped not too long ago, he was from Turkey, and man, we just weren't on the same page. Like a lot of the stuff he didn't know, and I'd have to repeat it a couple of different ways. But eventually we got there. But it took like 3 hours, and it was pretty grueling. But hey.
Tony Ryan, no, I did not run a PID tune. I replaced an original E3D V6 thermistor with an E3D V6 thermistor. So I didn't even think about running a PID tune on the new thermistor.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. We'll miss you. Hurry back.
I'll always run them after you put it on a new hot end. That's what I found with my iMaker Start, because we replaced the hot ends on that. and it was probably 20 degrees off.
Chris, are you reading instructions?
No.
Okay. Jake from
Really?
State Farm was wondering.
No instruction.
He sounds horrible, by the way.
Well, what is the line? She sounds hideous.
She sounds hideous. Well, he's a guy, so.
Well, he's a guy, so.
Yes, I know, Tony Ryan. Shame on me. Let me bow my head. Seeing as how this board is only going to be on here probably for, a few days, I don't know that I'm going to run a PID tune either.
PID really doesn't do anything for your temperature, though. That's overshoot.
That's what I thought. Oh, Jake from State Farm wanted to let you know, Chris, he's not wearing anything right now.
Well, saucy, are we?
Yes, I finally got past 110 subscribers
Nice work.
Bennett,
with 109 uploads.
mute your headphones.
Mute my headphones?
Yes, so you can't hear.
Okay.
Give me a thumbs up when you're ready.
There you go.
Come on. Oh, he can't hear me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Fernando Pena.
Oh, come on.
I only caught half that. Do it again.
You do know that I had the stream running too, right?
What's that?
I had the stream running too.
Oh, do you?
It doesn't matter. My headphones are at a low enough volume.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, guys. I had a head cold this week. Like, I got it last Saturday, right? Of course, Labor Day weekend. And that is the worst head cold I've had that I can remember. I'm still coughing. It really, really sucked.
Did you go to the doctor?
No.
What do you think? This is Canada?
It might be, eh?
Costs money to go to the doctor. I just got a new doctor, and I say I just got a new doctor. I just made an appointment with a new doctor. Made the appointment in early August. I don't see him until the end of this month. That's how long it took to get in.
Chris, do you have experience with flying drones?
With drones? No, I
Yeah.
do not. I don't have any drone experience. Walter's
Well-
the man on drones.
I do
Yeah.
have a drone.
Then you would probably know what I'm talking about whenever I say get stuck in trees a lot.
No, actually, I don't. Mine's like a GPS-enabled drone, and it's pretty simple to fly.
I have one of the like $40 ones that are super hard to control.
Oh,
So I let my mom fly it last Sunday, and it got stuck 50 foot up in a tree,
Oh.
and it survived the fall too.
I have to say, Bennett, that I have stuck mine up in a tree, and it was really funny because you should have seen this 45-year-old man climbing up in a tree trying to get it out.
Well, is yours like a DJI or something?
No, I have a 3DR Solo.
Well, it probably could have just Willow's way free if you just started spinning the props. Because
I
that's what
tried. I tried, but I broke two of the props off, and I tried to get it out, but it just would not. It was not coming.
Yeah,
So I
that's
climbed a tree.
Yeah, we cleared a path in about a half hour that night, and then I just in 4 minutes started just doing the motor thing, and it just fell down.
one of the suggestions was I cool off my PLA and maybe it'll be better. So I tried that. Uncle Ron, there is video of me in that tree that you will never see.
Speaking of video,
matter of fact, the camera that I'm using, the Hero 3 Plus, was running the entire time the drone was in the tree. So you get all of my nice words and everything that I said when there were limbs sticking me places they shouldn't have been sticking.
So the camera was like aiming down the tree, and all of a sudden there was like this huge gorilla climbing the tree.
Yes. It would have made a great video had I been wearing a gorilla outfit.
Wild Sasquatch catches drone.
And wild Sasquatch appears.
I think cooling it off actually made it worse. I don't know if that's possible or not, but I think it made it worse.
Steven, I'm not building anything. I'm just trying to make repairs after repair after repair. I'm working on a duplicator 3 at the moment.
Oh, wait. What are the Wayne Howe ones?
Yeah.
Well, if you have any questions, I'm sure you can ask Don about that.
Ask who?
Ask Don, the German 3D printing nerd.
Oh, yeah, he's got a D9. I don't know if he has a D3 or not.
Oh, I thought that was the same thing. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, our resident D3 expert is Brian Vines.
He's also a monoprice expert. Looks like.
Yeah, he's got the monoprice version of the D3. But I don't know if he has another monoprice or not. But I know this is the Wan Hao, but the duplicator and the Maker Plus or whatever, they're the same machine.
Mm-hmm.
What am I looking for? Can't talk and work on things at the same time. You figured I'd be able to do that since, you know, I'm on YouTube and all.
I'm gonna bump the temperature up the other way and see.
What kind of extruder is that on the TiVo, Walter?
The Volcano. No, this is the Titan knockoff from TiVo. It's TiVo's version of the Titan.
Oh, so it's probably got all kinds of torque.
Oh yeah, it's plenty strong. I mean, it's nice.
Yeah, no, in fact, that's what it is. Tornado. The Tornado has that knockoff on there.
Yeah, it's a nice extruder.
Yeah, it ain't bad.
Hey, Tony Ryan, that was not a repurposed, I don't think. I think that was a brand new MK42 that he bought.
So if you guys look up Kuntry 3D on Social Blade, the two below it immediately are Fun King 3D and Chris Riley.
What's that?
Apparently, Social Blade associates all of you together.
Well, absolutely. I mean, why wouldn't it? I mean, we're just awesome the same.
If you look up what on Social Blade?
Look up Kuntry 3D on Social Blade.
Okay.
We come as a package.
Yeah, pretty much.
A threefer.
Let's see. AUNTLY 3D. If I look me up, it just pulls up 3 results for Kuntry 3D.
Oh.
Thank you, James Beam. I appreciate that, my friend. Welcome to the Country Club. Did I sort my Haribo build? No, I have not, Hawk 3D Proto. I stopped getting aggravated at it. So it's sitting over there for right now. Just sitting there, taunting me.
Yeah, Glenn and Chris are neck and neck on subscribers.
Oh, that's actually not true. Chris Riley is kicking my butt as far as subscribers because his are going up and mine are dwindling.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I only have 714 subscribers, so I'm nowhere near.
I only have 111. What are you talking about?
It
Oh, man.
Seems like only yesterday I was there myself.
Yeah, I'm 2 away from 4,500. That's getting
Yep.
pretty close.
I was gonna tell you that actually. Weren't we actually counting down one of the Fun and Country Basement streams to 4,000 for you recently, fairly?
Yeah, I think so. It was something in the fours, I want to say. But yeah, but that seems to happen a lot. I roll over even numbers, big numbers on the streams.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
We like to promote that. We like to promote that in the streams.
No, it's been really awesome. The subscriber count's been ever since I've been back. It kind of went down when I was gone for 6 weeks or whatever, but since I've been back, it's been rolling full steam ahead. Very much appreciated. Can't do it without any of the people in this lovely chat.
So
Yeah, Hawk, I do remember that, buddy. I do.
Walter, according to Social Blade, in 2 months you should have 923 subs.
Yeah, last month, if you look, I'm up 82 subscribers in the last 30 days, which is down 5.9% from the previous 30 days. But last month it said that this month I should hit 1,000 subscribers. So
Okay.
it is what it is, man. I mean, the march to 1,000 is definitely there, but it's slow and steady.
Yeah, that's how it was with 100 for me.
Wow, I got a nice layer shift and everything in here. I don't know what the heck that is. How did that even happen?
Adventures in 3D Printing wants to know what we're using to run all of this. And what this is actually Google Hangouts, and it's built into YouTube. When you go in to do a live stream, you can choose their, what is it, quick method.
Yeah.
And it runs through Google Hangouts. And then I don't know if anybody else has, but I have OBS running in the background with the virtual camera set up into Google, so I can change over. I can change over to my detail camera and show you my FK1 sitting back there, all lonely, and you can see my camera that says Booger Eater above it.
Okay, when I took my temperature up by 5 degrees, so at 235, my infill is solid and looks good.
Hmm.
Yeah, you had some layer separation there. It looked like in the leg.
Well, yeah, and that was when I dropped the temperature down by 5 degrees. If you look right here, you can tell. I mean, I separated it there, and then I got hotter, and everything started sticking better together again.
Yeah, I'd run a PID tune on that and just see what it comes out at.
Okay. So I've got it hooked to printer face, so let's go do it.
It could be floating around enough to start causing you problems.
What do we know what the command? What's the command for PID tune? Do we know?
It's M301. Let's see if I can do it off the top of my head. So, hold on. It's M301 S0 P10. Now I can't remember it. I'm close. I'll look.
I was gonna make some joke there, like it's MPID tune.
MPID tune. Yeah.
On the Prusa, it's you push a button in the menu.
Oh, sounds amazing. Next thing you know, it'll be automatically calculating their extruder steps.
M301F0 C10.
Actually,
F0.
I've got it as 303.
All right. I can look it up. I mean, dadgum, Google's.
Yeah, Tony Ryan said it's on the front panel of the Prusa. Just saying.
Put it in the chat, Walter.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that Alien 3D includes some really good filaments in their next box.
Yeah, I almost signed up for the last month's box. I was a little hesitant because Maker Geeks was in there, but It's just the shipping. The shipping kills me, and I know that's not Josh's fault, but I just have so much money going out every month, and it's like you look at it and you're like, oh, $20, that's not bad, and then it's like $10 for shipping, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, Josh is sending me one for review for next month.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, he's a good guy, and that's just smart to do that. So
yeah, especially with a young company like that.
Well, and it's smart the way he did it too. He didn't pick the big YouTubers and go, here, I'm going to just send these to you every month. Where he's like rotating it around amongst a lot of different channels.
Yep.
Smart stuff. So I get the Rhino Reel box. But what's cool about that is you can pause it at any time, or you can just you can tell you want to take a month off or whatever.
Well, yeah, I'm sure the Alien 3D would do that if you ask them to also. But I don't think that's an advertised feature, is it?
I don't know. I just know that the filament starts to pile up and pile up and pile up. And I'm bad about not using all the stuff in the maker box. Most of those maker boxes still have filament in them.
Jeez.
So Glenn, on your Rhino reel, do you select a couple of specific colors and materials, or do you go mystery?
Well, like this month I went mystery, but be forewarned on the mystery that they're still in their infancy, so they're not moving enough materials that the mystery isn't changing every month yet.
Yeah.
So if you choose mystery, you're going to get the same one for a while. So like I did a mystery this month because I didn't have the mystery, which should be the sparkly blue.
Yeah.
Oh, that is beautiful.
It is a really lovely color. I had somebody I had a fan send us some. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yeah, that's where I know it from. I went to his YouTube channel.
Yeah, she sent us some different prints in that filament, and then sent us like, I don't know, 50 grams or so of the material so that we could try it. But and then I chose orange because I don't have any orange filament right now, and I wanted to see what Rhino Reel's orange was like.
Yeah. So I signed up. And I just said, I don't know. What color am I going to pick, right? I don't know. So I just did mystery, and I just been letting it roll. So it's just stacking up now.
But are you getting the same color every time?
It's exactly the same stuff.
Yeah.
So I need to pause it and let it cool off for a little bit and then go back.
Well, and Nick said that he's going to try to make it to where the website will notify you when it's changing or when it has changed.
Yeah.
Because they're limited based on what what their provider, what their distributor has. So I'm sure they had to order a certain amount of whatever the mystery filament was going to be until they burn through it.
Right.
So, but you just keep ordering it, Chris, because that'll change it for everybody else faster.
There you go. Keep sending it, guys. I'll keep paying.
I gotta print a couple more spools. I only have the one, which is actually on that printer right now with the purple in it. Which, of course, the Rhino Reel filament was in last month's maker box, which is awesome. I love it, but it just happened to be purple. I already have a spool of purple. Why wasn't it a color I don't have yet? So, but I think sometime this month, I'm going to figure out how to give that sample away. Maybe I'll do like a comment giveaway or something and send it on so that other people can try it too.
When will IC3D be coming out with the Funking Yellow?
It's out now.
Oh, seriously? Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they only call it yellow. We're still working on that. But just make sure if you order it, you put in the order comments that the filament needs to be named Fun King 3D Yellow. Not just Fun King Yellow, Fun King 3D Yellow.
Okay.
So, but IC3D did release something today on Twitter that said that they're working on restocking all of their PETG right now. So if you order it, there may be a delay, but they're ramping up their stocks because they just started PETG. So
Oh yeah, it's
So
$33 per kilogram.
it's worth every penny. It's worth every
Really?
penny. I realize that's what $9 more than I was paying for Hatchbox when I could find it on a discount, but it's magnificent.
Maybe I'll
I ran
put that on
through.
my wish list.
Here's the first roll that I got. This was the initial roll of Fun King 3D Yellow. It's the one with the Fun King label,
Mhm.
and that's all I have left. You can see the hub in there. I ran
Jeez.
through that whole entire spool without a failure. So and now my black, I can't tell you how much is left on there, but it isn't much. So I've now run through 3 spools of their PETG with no failures.
Okay.
So
Yeah, maybe I'll put that on my wish list for my birthday since it's coming up at the end of the month.
worth every penny. Worth every penny.
Caliber, I don't know if I've ever seen you in the streams, but welcome.
Caliber Minx, how are you?
I'm glad you said that because I was going to have a hard time pronouncing that, but that is what it sounds like, Minx. Minx.
Right.
And Carl Brown wants to know if I have an idea what I'll use the summer days for. Absolutely, I have an idea. It's not going to be part of the printer, but it'll be a part related to the printer. I'm trying to keep all the parts on the printer to be PETG so that I don't have to worry about it being in the hot car. That was the hard part about IRF, was having to take the box of prints and stuff out of the car and bring it into the hotel every night.
So, here's the question: how are you going to do time lapses on your FK1? Because there's what camera are you going to use to get that wide of an angle if you're doing a big print?
Well, I'll either have to set the camera further back, or I'll just have to have it at an angle where it looks at the bed like the long way. So, but I'll probably use a 920 for that.
Okay.
The light speed says he hates yellow. I have to ban him now. No, I'm just kidding. Angus made a comment about hating yellow
Put
too.
him in
I gave him a hard
timeout.
time about it.
Put him in timeout.
No, everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's all
Yeah.
good. I didn't pick yellow. Yellow picked me.
I mean, I don't
How
even
could
know
you
what
have
my
the
favorite
Fun
is.
King dude and him not be yellow? I mean, what other color would I have made him in? So
My favorite is probably orange, but I don't know.
well, I'm a big fan of red. I love reds, but
Yeah,
James
I don't
Green said,
remember.
I don't know who Prusa's supplier for PETG, but I keep ordering it 4 rolls at a time, so shipping doesn't kill me, and I love this stuff. Aren't they making their own now?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Joe actually showed off his video.
Ben Hawk 3D Proto said Prusa makes their own now, don't they?
yeah, they're manufacturing their own. I don't.
Second floor of their factory.
Somebody had a link to who they were using before that you could get it directly from them, and I cannot for the life of me remember who it was.
I thought it was Filamentum.
Yeah, it was. You're right. Yeah, if you go into Prusa 3D website right now, they still have that for sale.
Yeah,
But I know that you couldn't buy the orange.
Right.
No matter what orange you buy, it does not match Prusa's orange. And I so want to reprint all my Prusa parts in yellow, but Xander told me no. He's
Oh my
loyal to
gosh.
the company.
They redid their website, it looks like.
Brian Vine said, I didn't pick the Thug Yellow. The Thug Yellow picked me.
Oh, the Mark III MMU is $299.
What's that?
The Prusa Mark III MMU kit is $299.
Yeah, I know a couple guys that have one on the way. They're stuck-up jerks, though.
It's true.
They were all like, the day it was announced, they were all like, we're going to order it right now. Yeah.
And we
I'm
did.
like, I'm poor. I don't have any money.
We ordered it right then, as a matter of fact.
I know you did.
I got a question. So now I've got the PID tuning. It's the M301 command, but how do you do it? It's M301 and then KP 28 whatever. How does that work?
It is
M303 space E0 space C10 space
No, that's how
S15.
to run it.
And then how to
How to write it.
it's like that.
it's like that.
It's like that, y'all. Now that song is stuck in my head. Thanks, Chris Riley.
Hey, I'm getting you back for Vegemite.
Paul Cumber says that he's glad that he likes the stuff that, or he's glad that myself and Walter likes the stuff that he sends us. I love the stuff that Paul Cumber sends out. So Paul reached out to me yesterday on Twitter and asked me if I knew where he could get grub screws for his hot end, and so I hopped on Amazon because that's my go-to source. And for like $7, you could buy 20 of them, or for $7, you could buy 100 of them. So I sent 100 grub screws to Paul. That's like a whole lifetime of grub screws.
So I guess that he knows now.
Oh no, I told him when I sent them, but I mean it's 100. It's 100 grub screws.
Who needs that many?
Nobody.
If I bought 100 grub screws, I'd use 5 and lose the rest.
Yep.
Well, that's probably why they come in packs of 100.
Brian, the duplicator has been a challenge at best. I was so hoping that this was going to turn out better than it did. And I think it's all because of the barrel tube and that MK10 nozzle that they use. It's just not the best setup. You're either getting under extrusion or you're getting the extruder sitting there clicking, trying to feed it through. It's just, and it's got heat creep because of that tube. So it'll go good for 15 layers or so, and then you'll start getting all of these issues. And that's because that filament is actually melted when it's trying to pull that filament down in there. When it's pushing on it, it's actually melted inside that tube before it gets ready to extrude it. So when it's retracting and things like that, it's no good. It's really frustrating at best.
Do you guys think that a Ender 3 will fit under a lac table?
I don't think it will. Walter would know for sure, though.
What's that?
Will a Ender 3 fit under a lac table?
Not without leg extenders.
Yeah,
Okay.
lac tables aren't very tall.
No, they aren't. I mean, I have 2 stacked on top of each other behind me.
They they make a 100. I think it's a 100 millimeter extender.
Okay.
That'll give you plenty of room.
Okay.
Or just spend the extra $6 or $7, whatever the table are. Throw the other tabletop away and screw the legs together and just make it double tall.
I mean, I have 2 stacked behind me, so I could do that right now.
Yeah, that's a cheap table.
Oh yeah, they're
I'm
$8 per piece.
almost sad to admit that that's what I use for end tables in my living room.
It's not like they look bad either.
I'm a big IKEA fan. A lot of the stuff in my house, my kitchen is all IKEA. My bathrooms are IKEA. I have those big paintings that they sell. I have one in my living room and one in my bedroom. My wardrobe is all IKEA. Zach's bed is IKEA. I'm a big IKEA fan. I like IKEA. It's cheap. At least some of the stuff is.
Yeah, I'm back to the same.
James from Print and Play is in the house. James broke his toe yesterday or the day before.
Oh. I swear that I always have a broken toe. Just constantly happens to me.
Kit's here. Well, once you break your toe, then it's really easy to break it again and again and again and again. They never set.
I've probably broken all mine. It's sometimes that I don't even notice it.
I've broken my right foot a few times.
Oh.
I used to have temper issues, so I would kick car tires and stuff when I was angry.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You really showed that car, didn't you?
I broke these two bones in my hand one time when I was angry, and I punched my way through a headboard on a bed.
Jeez.
Oh man, I've had moments, man. I really have, but I've tried to learn from my mistakes.
Well, I've definitely calmed down through the year.
Yeah.
Through the years.
So, Chris, is there anything else to do except for try a different version of Arduino for this error?
Man, if it's not compiling Sanguino, go grab that Sanguino library again and try to load it.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I told you to do that in the instructions. That's been
I
5
have your
minutes.
instructions memorized by now.
So Uncle Ron says he's never officially broken a bone. How does one unofficially break a bone?
I completely
Exactly.
understand what Ron's saying because I've never officially broke a bone. Officially is when they tell you that it's broken. You just ignore it. You might be broken. You just ignore it.
And Dave says he just punches himself in anger. That way, if he's going to break a bone, he'll go for 2.
All right, PID tuning is done. All right, so now I got to do it again. We got 3 minutes, but I'm going to start a print again anyway. Actually going to recompile.
Oh, I should have brought my new mailbox up and showed you guys. My brother-in-law, my pseudo brother-in-law, brought me a mailbox. He's a welder by trade, and he made it out of stainless steel. He actually made it for my sister, and she said it was too big. This thing is glorious. It looks like a house. It's got like overhangs and the whole thing, and it's good size. The mailman won't have to bring my maker boxes to the door anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Fit in there. In fact, the smaller Amazon boxes will fit in there. So
when AIO sent me that gold silk,
yeah,
they jammed it into my mailbox and they actually bent the spool.
well, see, I don't know why, but right now I don't get the same mail carrier every day. Like, I had a really great mail carrier for a while, and she was really good about bringing stuff to the door and putting it way up by the door so it didn't get wet if it rained. But lately it's been kind of hit and miss. So one of the mail carriers is a guy that I used to work with at Best Buy. So like he's good about bringing the stuff up to the door, but some of them just kind of like put it, I don't know if they throw it from the truck or what, but it's like right on the edge of the porch.
I swear that sometimes they do.
But this mailbox should solve all problems, and it's like 3 millimeter thick stainless steel. I mean, it's serious. They make the company he works for makes stainless kitchen equipment. You know, like the tables and the sinks and all of that. So I mean,
Wow.
this thing is stout. I think I could drive over it with my truck and it would be okay.
I wouldn't bet on that. Chris, I did reload the Sanguino library, and we're back to the pasting / SPI master enslave out pin error.
Wow.
Here, I can screen
Martin
share.
from Iceland is here. Walter / Glenn, did you see my secret project on the twits? Well, if it's a secret project, it shouldn't be out on the twits. And no, I didn't. So now
Well, not only that, I haven't been on Twitter for almost a week.
See, Walter, come to the dark side.
No, it's not that.
Chris has never been on Twitter.
There's only so much time in the day.
Walter's tired of being harassed.
No, nobody harassed me on Twitter. That's the one place they didn't friggin' harass me.
Discord is really good.
I feel
So
bad.
wait,
I don't know.
it's a secret project he put in the group chat.
It was on the dark Twitter.
Come on, James. How secret is that?
Yeah. Anybody that's, everybody that's anybody is in the dark Twitters. It always puzzles me who's in there and who's not in there. But
Well, Chris Riley's in there.
yeah, I know he is.
He goes by this pseudonym of Keith Developer. And
Why? Why did we have to go there? Oh, it's a secret from Kay. Oh. I didn't. I picked up a little bit of blurb towards the end of you right around the point where you told everybody that you broke your toe. So
Wait, he broke his toe?
yeah, he broke his toe. I just said that a couple minutes ago. It shows that you don't listen to me.
Man, I've been playing with a stinking TiVo.
Chris, I'm screen sharing right now. If you need to look at that error again.
The fact that James has a secret project that's only a secret from his wife, I hope it's not like a mistress.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I see it, Bennett.
Everybody go follow Chris on Twitter. That never gets old.
Never gets old.
I don't know. Like I don't think that I would be where I am. Well, I know I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for Twitter. Because Twitter is how I got to know Joel, and Joel is who made me, put me where I am today. But I mean, just knowing everybody in the community all comes from Twitter.
Yeah, Joel wears your shirt a good bit. The Fun King 3D shirt.
That's because that's a special massaging shirt. It gives you a massage the whole time you're wearing it. I gave that to him at Maker Faire last year. I said, "Here, I have a gift for you," and he goes, "What is it?" I'm like, "It's a shirt."
Oh,
Gift now you know what it is.
Was it New York Maker Faire?
I so want to go this year. I so want to just like buy myself a plane ticket and go.
Me too.
Just don't even take Xander. Just go by myself. Even if it was just for one day. James, that is amazing. Did you build that or did you assemble that? I mean, either way, I don't care, but that is amazing.
Was it on Twitter?
He DM'd it to me. Here, I'll show you. No, I'm just kidding.
Send it to me as well.
2 weeks to New York Maker Faire.
Dude, that's nice.
Built from scratch. That is awesome, James. You did a fantastic job on that, bro.
That's really freaking good, man.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't swing the money to go to New York Maker Faire. I just can't.
Is AIO Robotics going to be there?
They don't do shows. I tried. I've talked to him and stuff. And in fact, I reached out to him when we were doing Gainesville Maker Faire. I reached out to him to get stuff for banners or whatever, and they don't have any of that stuff. No, not yet. I'll have some in a little bit. But and of course, I'm not big enough to get somebody to sponsor me to go, to pay my way. Am I being a mooch?
That makes two of us. I still don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to Orlando either.
Walter, I got a great idea. I will sponsor you to go to New York Maker Faire, and you sponsor me to go to New York Maker Faire.
Well, that's kind of not going to work.
Oh,
I'm trying to still sponsor my family to go to Phoenix in November.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid expensive to fly from here to Phoenix.
I can imagine that because it's kind of a weird destination. Like the places that people go all the time, like Orlando to New York, is cheap because people do it all the time.
Yeah.
But when you get a more obscure location, then it always jacks up the price.
It aggravates me because my daughter can fly from here to Ireland for cheaper than I could fly from here to Phoenix.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Uncle Ron said fly to Vegas and drive over.
Yeah, no.
If someone
it's not I promise you it's not the destination because I can drive 6 hours from here to Atlanta and the tickets are $400 a piece. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's $900 for me to fly from Tallahassee to Phoenix.
Now,
It's-
is that a straight shot though, or does it
no,
fly
you have to go through Atlanta,
yeah.
but it's $600 to fly from Jacksonville to Phoenix, and then $400 to go from Atlanta to Phoenix.
Well, I know that Sean from IC3D, because I extended the invitation for him to come to Orlando Maker Faire and hang out at our booth. And I told him that he could just come crash here at the house. So we really only had to worry about airfare and whatever. And he found a flight that advertised from Ohio to Florida for like $38. And I said, well, do they actually like land the plane and let you out, or do they just throw you out? And he goes, yeah, I think you got to jump. And I said, but they probably charge extra for the parachute.
The thing is, a buddy of mine, he told me, he said, get on Southwest and look. So I looked, and Southwest flies out of Tallahassee. To get to Phoenix, the ticket was $300 and something.
Now, did you look it up on Southwest's?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Because I had looked up flights to go to New York, and Uncle Ron found them cheaper, like directly on their website, than what I was finding on like Expedia or whatever.
But here's the thing: it was $285 for me to fly from Tallahassee to Phoenix, Arizona. The flight back was $700.
Wow.
I'm like, really? So I mean, that's the $900 round trip.
Yeah.
If any of you would like to sponsor the fuels for me to get to Earth or Murph, I'll happily take that.
If we want to sponsor what?
The fuel.
The fuel?
Yeah.
Well, let's wait till closer time to Murphy.
Yeah.
And we'll see what we can make happen.
Because I was gone during the Earth weekend.
Yeah,
so.
Earth isn't too bad of a trek for you.
No.
So,
Not bad at all.
and what was sad about Murph was you had people at Murph, like
Yeah, I had Arduino makes there.
yeah,
you
you
were there.
You could have yeah, but yeah, I mean, like you could have scored a ride to Murph.
Did you actually go through Pennsylvania on your way there?
On my way to where?
Murph.
No, not Murph. No. In fact, I didn't make it into Pennsylvania for Earth either. Just Maryland.
Well, actually, the people from 30PPGH went to Murph. Well,
Right.
obviously you know that. But
Yeah,
I
Ryan
just got a ride with them.
Yeah.
Well,
Can
obviously.
you get that same error when you just hit verify, not uploading?
Oh, that's a good thought.
Let's see.
Because it could be a communication issue.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what. No. Yes, I do.
you do. Okay. So then you definitely have a software mismatch somewhere.
All right, let me ask a dumb question. Have you tried Googling that error?
No, I have not.
Yeah, try Googling it and see if somebody else has had that.
It's
How do I
marked
copy
about
and
the
paste
SPI interface, but I don't know why his would be and mine not. The only thing I can think of is there's a library issue somewhere. Like the newest version of Sanguino is bad or something. Like it's got a bug.
Okay. No, I don't want Visa stocks. No. Say Control V, not V. Okay, it looks like somebody might have had the same issue. Yeah, this is the exact same issue.
James says he thinks a control board on his CR10 may be on its way out. It keeps disconnecting randomly from USB. Oh, yeah, Uncle Ron said he drove through all of Pennsylvania to get to Murph because he came from New York. Yeah, it's just it's eating me up that I'm not going to be at New York Maker Faire. And I made the choice. I made the choice. But I just, it's like my peoples are going to be there and I'm not going to get to talk to them. It happened the first time I tried to do an Octolapse video, but it disconnected when just idle.
Okay.
No, I wonder- that
I
could be an
I
issue
gotta go
with
eat
the,
dinner.
Raspberry Pi too.
I'll be right back. Maybe.
That's probably not good. He said, "I'll be right back." Maybe.
Yeah. But he said he had to go eat dinner.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, it's half price to fly from Atlanta, but that's a 6-hour flight, man.
We're 11 minutes over our time, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I noticed.
So, do you want me to just come pick you up in the Fun King private jet and take you?
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
Someday, brother, someday.
Yeah.
Just a stark black private jet with the Fun King on the tail.
Let me tell you, man. We went and watched that Crazy Rich Asian last night on for my daughter's birthday. That movie is exactly what it's like to have unlimited money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean unlimited money. It is ridiculous that, yeah. Are you out of your Fun King mind?
I am. I'm always out of my Fun King mind.
Well, James was wondering. Uncle Ron said he'll Google Hangout you all day from New York Maker Fair.
That's not the same. It's not the same. It's like I don't even care about Maker Fair. I could fly up for Thursday night's meetup at the Fat Cat Fab Lab and fly home and be fine with just that. Because it's so much more relaxed and you just get to hang out with everybody and but
That's right, Carl. The only problem is then you have to bring us back.
that's right. Have a Murph bus that just drives around the whole country picking everybody up.
Dude.
I want to be picked up last though.
You know how cool that would be though if you had the funds to do that?
Oh yeah.
It'd be like a 10-week trip.
Yeah.
It would take forever.
I would put out on the interwebs and say, "Hey, sign up for the country bus. We're going to Murph."
Well, and like I have my RV, which I'm trying to sell, and I'm not trying real hard. I just haven't gotten there, and it needs some work. But it's a 40-foot fifth wheel that we lived in while we were building the house, and it's pretty ragged now. But so a little work, and I could fix it up, and then I could use that. I could take that to Murph and camp right on the fairgrounds property. Like I'd be right there then. But
yeah.
And heck, I could set up because it's a toy hauler, so I could sleep extra people. I could just rent beds out, help pay for the trip.
Tell you what, you hook it up your fifth wheel, come pick me up, then we'll go pick Chris up, then we'll go to Murph.
just kind of like snake our way up.
Yeah, just snake our way up there.
Yeah, as long as it took us to get there in the car, and I was driving 80, 90 miles an hour, I can't imagine. Because if I drive the truck pulling the fifth wheel, I have to stay 55 or below. Otherwise, my fuel goes to the toilet. My fuel mileage goes to the toilet.
I can understand that.
Driving the truck by itself without pulling the RV, I can do 65. But anything over that, you can watch the needle go down. Now I get if I stay 55 or below, Ron, I stay right around 9 or 10 miles to the gallon. But if I go even like just from 55 to 65, if I tow it driving 65, I go down to 6.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But what's crazy is I have a 8 by 18 foot enclosed trailer, just like a box trailer, and it's exactly the same if I tow that thing. Like the truck doesn't know the difference between the fifth wheel or that trailer, so it's got to be a wind resistance thing more than anything. Yeah, I want to convert the bus to a camper so I can just stay at the Murph grounds and save on hotel. Yeah, because that's really like these trips. That's the biggest cost.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so that's, you know, like if I could sneak a ticket to New York, I would just crash on Uncle Ron's couch and then, you know, I'd be all good. It would just be eating in the plane ticket both ways. What's crazy is that the FK1 isn't running in the background. No, what's crazy is the FK1's not running at all. She's just sitting over there all lonely.
Yeah, I got to line up with you guys a little better for the next one of these things. So like for Murph and Earth, you know, I was just, you know, well, I'm just going to go. You know, I should have actually, you know, talked to you guys and, you know.
Well, yes, you know, that way you stay in the same hotel and, you know, like you're part of all the events. And
yeah,
you could have come and stayed at our house for Earth, which, that's a story in itself. The owners of the house were living in an apartment in the basement while we were staying in the house. So it was really kind of creepy.
That's weird.
It was, and then like they had told us, they said, listen, you can park it in this part of the driveway, just park only on this side so we can get our car out. And like Sunday morning, the dude busts in the house and he's like, can somebody move that red car so I can get my car out of the garage? Just like all like dick. And I'm like, wow. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Woo, big thunder outside. Big thunder.
Y'all got it rolling in?
Yeah.
Look.
It's all dark out there.
There's no room on my radar.
James said, Chris said he'll only go to events that I'm not at in the future. He says there is no room for play in the basement.
Yep, that's my new rule this year.
All right, I'm trying to find y'all.
Glenn, when you're going to drape some wires over that thing to make it look like you've done something to it. Well, you know, like, I mean, now we're like at the end of the stream, but I should have been at least monkeying with it, trying to run the wires. I'm trying to record everything I do to that. And let me tell you what, that's hard. That's really hard. Like, just stupid stuff. I'm firing up the camera to do a 5-minute blurb, and I'm going to have a heck of a time putting all this stuff together. So I guess I'll apologize in advance. The videos for this thing are going to be quite choppy, but yeah, and it's going to take me forever to edit them. But I am at the point. I've got the cutting of the aluminum extrusion, which is more of a just, hey, check this out, not a how-to video. I have that one all edited and ready to upload. And then the next one was, I can't remember, but the frame, building the frame is also, that video is put together, and it took me 6.5 hours of editing for a 45-minute video. And it's 45 minutes of me building the frame, some of it in time lapse, but.
Just an FYI, Glenn, most of that's south of you. You're right. Lady Lake is right on the edge of it.
Yeah, well, that's actually the way my house faces south, so that's the way I'm looking out the windows is towards the south.
Yeah, there's a big red blob below you, but south of you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't mind the rain except for it makes the grass grow, and I hate cutting the grass.
Yeah, I hear you.
I should have put that in the lease terms when Grant moved in that he has to mow.
Night, Richard. Thanks for coming.
Bye, Richard. Thank you.
Later, Richard.
Tony Ryan said recording it all makes it 3 times as long. Absolutely. Well, and I've been cheating, and I've explained it in the videos a couple times, and you guys will see, but anytime that there's 2 of something, so like when I went to put the belts on, the long belts for the X-axis, I put one on, got it all worked out, and then I filmed putting the other one on. So, but if there's only one, like when I did the Y belt, I installed it all and then took it all back off and then recorded putting it back on. So Yeah, no, I don't trust my kids to mow the grass. Something bad would happen. They'd mess up my nice riding lawnmower.
You got to build a remote control lawnmower, then they do it.
Robotic.
Yeah, that's what I want. I either need goats or one of the automated ones because it's like the thing I hate to do the most in this whole world.
Well, the guy across the street from me has sheep, but he's got enough land that he rotates them side to side every week, so they're not available.
Yeah.
I could have built 2 FK1s side by side. Well, work-wise, yes. Funding-wise, no. Build a remote control kid.
Oh.
I hear you.
Yeah. So it looks like everybody's done.
Yeah, I'm more than fed up with this for today.
I know how that goes.
Well, I am almost there on getting my frog sliced correctly. So that's what I am working on, trying to get the offset and the infill overlap correct and see how that works. So that's what I've been doing.
I've just been sitting here for 2 hours, not doing much of anything.
You know, it's kind of funny how fast that 2 hours goes by, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the whole point of these streams. It wasn't even really about the project. It was about us hanging out together. So
Right. I do got a question though, Chris. What do you think about putting on this MKS board, the 32-bit Marlin?
Yeah, I mean, I've actually got a 32 board that I'm going to do that on, walk through the steps, and that'll be a video topic. So I'm kind of getting ready to do that. I'm getting into that mode. So yeah, why not?
Hurry up.
All
So
right.
I can follow your video.
Yeah, no problem. I take requests.
Yeah, no. Well, you need to buy an MKS board.
Yeah, well, I've got one that's really close to that somewhere. I'll find it though.
But if you look, this is like the King print MKS 1.3 or whatever.
Yeah. Man, I know I've got one that's really close to that somewhere.
Hey, look, it's Bennett.
And a big thanks goes out to James from Print and Play for the $2 Canadian. Last Dance with Mary Jane. I'm not sure which exact Mary Jane that is, but I don't dance with that Mary Jane.
I don't know Mary Jane.
And Alan Moritz said he's got to go. See y'all
later, buddy. Have a good day at work.
I'm going to bring the FK1 back around over here.
Now, Walter, I'm pretty sure I got one of those. I'll work on that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, he's probably got like 2 or 3 of them just laying in a box somewhere.
Well, I probably do.
Paul
Yeah, this
Cumber
one's
says
real
he does
close.
that for a living, cuts grass. Unfortunately, he doesn't do it for a living in Florida.
Yes, Avery.
I try to get it really hard. And I know it's so hard to break open.
Just installed an auto fan. Awesome.
Say
I
again?
love mine.
Install what?
Auto hot end fan with a transistor on it.
Mesa Airport instead of Phoenix? No, I have not. Why? Should it be cheaper? Flying into Mesa? I mean, it doesn't really matter. If I'm going to fly, it means I'm going to have to drive 6 hours to get a cheap enough price in order to justify it. Oh, this stupid thing. Come on. I don't want a friggin' hotel and a car and all that. Flight only. Where's the... Here, flight. Flight, right there. Search. Yeah, well, let me check Jacksonville. Search.
James,
They're almost identical prices.
James Beam, that's a pretty good combo. I'm gonna do the same thing, but I've got this other board that's really interesting. I won't be able to find it either.
What the heck was that noise?
Sounded like a plane taking off.
That was probably my sister.
Here it is.
But yeah, like Exposer, the prices are almost exactly the same.
All right, James. Thanks for stopping by, brother. And you too, Paul. Thank you.
Yeah, these things are actually really slick. If you're going to go 32-bit, I don't remember what these cost. They're not a whole lot of money, but they're rearm boards, and they look neat. They're flat black. But I'm going to try. I'm going to give this one a shot. It's a 32-bit arm board, but it's the same form factor as an Arduino, so you can use a ramp shield.
You have to put a ramp shield on it, right?
Yeah, but you have to have a ramps for the top.
Yeah.
But I think they're like, a couple of bucks. I mean, they're pretty cheap. I'm going to see what this does.
And Martin is out as well. Thank you for being here, Martin. Yeah, I just want y'all to know that you're getting an exclusive right now. I'm bolting the extruder onto this printer.
You should really do I'm sure that you're working on it, but you should really do a full episode of just working on the FK1 for Xander's Thing Thursday. You should have done an episode of printing out all the parts.
No, I kind of kept it separate. The Xander's Thing Thursday is supposed to specifically be about, filaments and prints and stuff like that. And then this thing is all about itself. This is my baby. This isn't Xander's baby.
Lightspeed, Tallahassee's the closest airport to me. And it's $846 from Tallahassee. From Jacksonville, it is $638. And from Hartsville in Atlanta, it is $446. Let's see.
No, this rearm does not have the Ethernet on it. It's just the cheap one. And Mad Mike popped in just for a moment to say hi. Hey, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Hi, Mike.
For the rearm board, let me find it. It wasn't the easiest to find. I can tell you that. I'll get you a link, though.
Glenn's sick build Saturday. I was thinking about doing Tech Tuesday.
Found it. Matter Hackers has it.
Yeah, this is the board that I have, but the price is a lot more than. I want to say I gave like $30 for it or something. This has it listed as 45, but that's the
Matter
board.
Hackers. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 45.
Yeah, that's the board I actually have.
But the list price for Matter Hackers is actually 55.
Yeah, I think you can get it a little cheaper than that if you look around.
Yeah, I feel like Matter Hackers stuff is a bit overpriced.
Well, Matter Hackers is interesting because it depends. Like if you buy E3D stuff from them, it's cheaper than Amazon.
Well, and a lot of that too, you're paying for the support that you get behind it.
That's true. Yeah, stuff like boards and stuff like that. I imagine they have to tack on a pretty good price.
I actually got to see one of the, I think it was a Siemens CNC Orion at a worldwide science fair in Pittsburgh last year, and it was in pieces. They just said it never worked.
Huh.
Which is odd. Let's see what Matter Hackers has as far as refurbished goes.
I sure do like this Bondtech extruder, which, by the way, Bondtech is a proud sponsor of the FK1. I hadn't done that in a while.
You're so funny.
What I love about the fact that Bondtech did sponsor this was the fact that I'd reached out to them early on and they declined. And then once this thing started to gain some momentum and I was actually releasing pictures of it and stuff, and I reached out to them again and I just said, hey, just wanted to ask one more time. And they were like, heck yeah, we want in on that.
Oh, you said the E3D. You just told them what you were going to do, and they just sent you one.
Yeah, E3D was the first sponsor on board, and yeah, that's exactly how it went. I just said, hey, I'm building this big printer, and I can't tell you much about it because I'm keeping it under wraps, but if you absolutely want to know, I'll tell you. And they were like, we don't care. Here you go.
That's a true company right there.
So, well, Sanjay, that guy is so smart. Almost as smart as Chris Riley.
Man, Sanjay, he gets me all twisted up in circles, man. Talking to him about that tool changer, and it just, my mind is blown. You know, he's going here and there, and his accent doesn't help either because the faster he talks, the worse it gets. But I'm trying to follow him the best I can, and I'm done. I've got nothing.
Well, I'm telling you, when I showed him the FK1, he stared at the picture, felt like forever, but it was probably like 10 seconds, and then he's like, "Why didn't you make the extruder axis the short way?" And I'm like, "Because I'm an idiot." Because originally the extruder was moving like this. Because originally this looked like the G Create Big, and then when it became a non-moving bed, thanks to James at Print and Play, and it became like this, I was still moving the extruder like this, and he's like, "Why didn't you move it on the short axis?" Because I'm an idiot.
So this is a Core XYZ.
This is not.
Oh, okay.
No, this is not a Core XY at all.
Oh yeah, because
this is a Core FK. No, I mean it's Cartesian technically. It's just instead of the bed moving on the Y, the extruder moves on the Y. So, but it's been fun, and I can turn the motor and make it move like this. Look, no hands. Woo! All of my belt tensioners have worked amazingly well, and it's the way that it's set up. I can actually tension the belt by hand even before I put it into the tensioner. So then the tensioner is just there for belt stretch later. I don't know. It's really coming together. So, and I guess full disclosure, I should share with the world this box right here, this here maker box, because what this box is everything that was printed, either test parts or, parts that didn't work or whatever, like stuff that I printed for sizing, or like the original design of the X motor mount. And then I determined it needed to be adjustable, so I redesigned it. So there's a little bit of scrappage with all of this, but for the most part, it's all been working as initially planned in my evil mind.
Hey, Glenn, Tony Ryan said if you run the extruder motion axis the long way, you'll have room for an IDEX system.
Too late now.
Well, no, that wasn't really the issue. The issue was because of momentum and I don't know. It worked out. It worked out better this way. So had the axis been running this way, these carriages were out here, and I had a piece of 2040 that was almost 1,500 millimeters long, running back and forth like this. And because of the inertia behind that, it was a lot. Plus, where this motor hangs on one side, it was heavy on one side to the other. Plus, the drive shaft ran all the way across the back. There's a drive shaft right here that runs the two belts here. And that drive shaft ran all the way across the back. So I needed almost a 1,500 millimeter long 8 millimeter rod. And I had to have a carrier bearing in the middle so that I didn't get flop. And there was a lot of engineering nightmare involved in it.
So I know that you've answered this before, but what are you going to print on this?
Benchies mainly.
That's right.
Just
Okay.
a lot of benchies.
Benchies he can ride in.
I'm subscribing.
It wasn't really about, like, this project didn't start out where I said, hey, I want to print a insert item here, so I need a 48-inch bed. It started out where I was going to duplicate the G-Create Big,
Yeah, where you put it out?
and then
Up here.
Wait. I need to check.
and then it had to be a little bit bigger than the G-Create Big because you have to have the biggest deck on the block. That's deck, D-E-C-K.
Not making anything right now.
Wait, dude, you think you put the...
So the extruder moves on the on the Y and Z. The bed is static. Yeah, the bed does not move. The extruder moves forward and backwards like this, and side to side like this. That way it doesn't matter how big the print is or how tall it gets. Nothing's going to be shaking around. And that all came to be because James from Print and Play said to me, hey, how much does the bed weigh? And I said, well, it's going to weigh 16 pounds by itself. And he said, and what about the 10 pounds of filament you're going to put on top of it? And I said, oh, I didn't think about that. All benchies all the time. I can print 144 of my maker coins at a time.
Oh, gross. Nice. Well put in.
Of course, you know how bad will it suck to get like to the second to the top layer and then it fails and then you lose 144.
Oh. That's why you print them one at a time with that Kira mode.
You could print a whole go-kart body all in one go.
Right?
What's that?
You could print a whole go-kart body all in one go.
Well, you know, I'm thinking skateboard decks or longboard decks, street signs, European license plates. You know, I mean, there's all kinds of cool stuff. I don't know.
Trash cans.
It wasn't about the size. I didn't set out to see if I could create the biggest printer because other people have done square meter. And I just wanted to know if I could build a printer completely from scratch, not copying anybody else's design, coming up with all my own stuff. And so far, it's really working out.
I personally know somebody who is working on a meter squared one.
Yeah.
Ryan actually is with a couple of people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, meter square's been done. I mean, I'm not cutting in on his project. I mean,
yeah,
more power to him. But again, it wasn't about the size. But the thing is had I built this printer normal, we'll say normal size, you know, had I built it 400 by 400 even, it would not have been as attention grabbing.
Oh yeah.
I would have just been another person building a printer. So this thing is so stupidly large that it grabs your attention. And then I get to tell you about the fact that, you know, it's not just the fact that it's a printer, that it's different than every other printer. And then, you know, I got a lot of common people like, oh, well, have you checked out so-and-so's printer? Blah. And I've intentionally, you know, no, I didn't go look at anybody else's printer when I did this. I didn't go on Thingiverse and see if somebody else had already designed an extruder to hang on. That's all out of my brain. And I'm not saying it's right. It's just, it's mine. And that's what I'm excited about. So making open RC bigger than Joel's.
Oh, that's hard to do. Oh, just make the tires the entire build volume.
David also wants to know if it'll have a heated bed. It will.
How do you level it?
The,
gosh.
the bed is going to be a 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter thick mix 6
Thank you.
tooling plate, and it is going to have a 120 volt heater
Adrian,
eventually.
come up here.
Hi. Who is it?
How are you handling the Z with a gantry that big? The Z is all run by, it'll have lead screw on each side, and it will do like this.
So simple, but so good.
If you want to print something nearly full build volume with a 0.1 millimeter layer height, see you in 3 months. Probably.
Oh,
But,
just
you know,
imagine.
what's the difference if you print something big out of 20 pieces and you glue it together, or you print something big in one piece and you just push print and go away?
Right.
I mean, it's going to have its own battery backup. All 4 of these printers
Good.
run on one battery backup, and so far it's worked for me. So this guy's going to have its own
It
battery
better.
backup.
Because if you're gonna do like week-long prints, it better.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's you can have the same failure in a 1 hour print that you could in a 1 month.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
But there's more chance for failures in week-long.
yeah,
print.
higher probability, I guess, because it's
Yeah.
running longer. But
Yeah, I was actually having that discussion with 3D printing professor in the comments of one of his videos. That was a interesting conversation.
I want to see it in action. I'm interested in the design, but would scale it down a bit for my needs. It's just too big. Well, and again, James, the principle behind this, and I'm going to build another one with a 400 by 400 by 1500 millimeter capability. You should be able to scale this really to any size you want. And the Z, the only difference in the Z is the length of the lead screws and the strength of the, well, not even the strength of the motors, as long as the motors are strong enough to lift this, which this weighs 8 pounds, by the way. This
That's not too
assembly
bad.
does. So, I mean, it's only this tall because the aluminum came in 1500 millimeter sections, so I could get 2 out of 1 piece, and the lead screws, like I found 650 millimeter lead screws, and I thought, okay, that's a perfect size. I mean, I could have cut it half height, and it would have been fine, but
You should have made this thing like as tall as the TiVo or some TiVo little monster.
well, I should get 475 millimeters of height volume out of this.
Print a life-sized Eiffel Tower.
Life-size Eiffel Tower.
That would be. Yeah, that would just be undoable pretty much.
It needs its own diesel generator. Battery's not going to cut it. Oddly enough,
Yeah.
this thing does not require any more power than anything else. I mean, it's a 24 volt, 18 amp power supply.
One sec.
And then the bed. So it runs 13 amps of AC power at 120 volts. You shouldn't have cut it at all, gone full height. That's changing out 4 bars, and you could make it taller. 4 bars and 2 lead screws, and then longer wires. Which the cabling on this is going to be a nightmare. When I did the original design on this before Sanjay proved to me that I was an idiot and I should have made this move on the y-axis, I had all of the cable management planned out, all the cable chains, everything was already digitally planned out. And when I had to take all the time to redesign it and flip this sideways, I didn't bother to do all of that. So some of these parts may have to be reprinted for cable management purposes.
So you're going to have this done by Orlando?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if I have to just like wing the cable management, if I have to hang the wire looms with rubber bands and stuff, as long as it's printing, it'll be there. Even if it's not printing, it'll be there. Justin 3D said, you need its own breaker in your service panel. And oddly enough, I have a breaker in the service panel that runs a 20 amp outlet right there. I put 2 of them in because of my t-shirt company for the heat presses. I put them on their own circuits. But
Well, fellas,
management by Hooney.
I think I'm going to call it a day on the stream.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yep. It's almost supper time.
Yep, I'm hungry.
Me too. We're going to
James
have a
said,
new.
your X and Y design is why it's interesting to me. I'm a bit jaded having built several different designs. They are all the same. Well, this one definitely is not.
But I mean, yours is not is definitely something that hasn't been tested, tried and true. I mean, you're pretty close to HBot. I mean, not not dead on it, but I mean, it's a viable, configure. I mean, Ultimaker uses it, right?
I don't know. I've never looked into it. HBot?
Yeah, well, they just call it H because of the 2 rods and the one across the center.
Yeah, but don't they? Isn't theirs smooth rod this way, like a Core XY?
Well, yeah, they intersect, right?
I'll have to go look at it.
Yeah. No, I mean it's not exactly like that one, but I mean it drive shafts and kind of that same deal.
Yeah, I'll have to go look into it. How are you going to keep the wires from dragging because of the length needed? Cable chains. Lots of cable chains. At least that's my plan. We'll see how it works out. I do fully like the way that the power supply mounted up. Everything is protected. No fingers into the mains. You should not have used belts and did screws for motion. The problem with screws is they're slow. They are so slow. Tony Ryan said HBot's different than Ultimaker.
I'll have to go look.
Me too. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up for the day. Tony Ryan says pizza's on the way. Mine's already here. I just haven't eaten it yet. This was fun. Next week, I'll make sure I have more projects. I just pretty much spent 2 hours just puttering around doing nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be working on next week. It'll probably have something to do with this TiVo little monster, though.
Wait, so what's going on right now?
Oh, you just tuning in?
No, I just got the password in for 1.6 or Arduino. It's extracting the files.
All right, guys. Well, we thank you all for tuning in. If you are not yet, and I mean, looking at the crowd, I'm pretty sure you guys all are. But if you have not yet subscribed to, any of us here on the panel today, please take the opportunity and go and do so. I will get Bennett's information put in the description as well. But everybody else is in the description. Of course, mine isn't because I'm on it's my channel. But yeah, so if you haven't taken the opportunity to go to subscribe, please do that. We thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, there is a website out there. It's called funcountrybasement.com. That will always have a link to the current stream. I'm actually working on having it to where there will also be a list of past streams so that you can go back and rewatch them if you so choose to, which is fun, but not as fun as when they're live.
Agreed.
Anybody else got anything?
Yeah, I'll see everybody tomorrow night, 6 to 8, as normal, country time.
And I'm just going to say bye to everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate
I
it.
just put my link in the chat. Oh, never mind. I'm not a admin, so I can't do that.
Chris is all like, yeah, I don't care if you watch my stuff. I'm just here.
Yeah, so self-promotion is not my thing.
As long as we read his tweets.
Yeah, as long as you're on the tweets, I'm fine with it.
Bennett, you got anything to promote?
Come subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed. Thanks for having me. be in the chat next week, I guess. Be on the YouTube chat.
Post something in the chat right now so I can grab your. So I can be lazy.
Okay.
Spoon feed me.
Oh, okay.
Just whatever. Just type hi or garbage characters. I don't care. There we go. And then I can click this, and I can click this, and a couple of buttons here and there. And then that is a link to Bennett's YouTube channel. So thank you guys. You know, we love all of you. I apologize for Xander leaving again, but we had some friends come over, so he's downstairs with the kids. And next week is whose channel? Who's next week? Walter.
That'd be me.
Yeah, hosting up on Walter's channel next week. So make sure you watch funcountrybasement.com for the link. I think that's it. Thanks to all my sponsors. Who didn't I talk about today?
Me?
Open builds.
I didn't mention Open Builds. I didn't mention Walter either. Walter sponsored all my stepper motors. So wait, you did see I put your logo down there.
I see that. I'm covered up by Bennett.
Not on my screen, you know.
Actually, Chris is covering you up for me.
On my screen, it's clear and in the open because it's backwards. IC3D is the one that's all covered up. So
Yeah, no. On my screen, it's just me covered up.
all right, guys, I'm going to click that end button. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Love you all, and as always, print on.